We're live.
Are we live?
We are.
Are you sure?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Call of the Abyss. Or they're being mean to me again. Yeah, so again, a little reminder, guys, that this is an 18 plus stream. If you are not 18 plus, please click out now. And to start off the introductions of our cast members, I am Rena, playing as Scarlet Leanne, followed by Ethan, right here.
Hello, I am playing Fletcher Wright.
I am Bully, and I will be playing Toledo.
And I'm Luke. I'll be your storyteller for this evening or afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. For those of you just tuning in, we are currently in the middle of a time skip after our prologue. Our coterie members in these relatively peaceful times have their chance to chase after their ambitions, take care of their businesses, and perhaps develop certain relationships with other kindred or kind. In the last session, our coterie decided to have a bit of a wild train chase, Wild West style, as they tried to save a young lupine. After the mobster massacre, they quickly realized that it was simply a decoy and were unable to resolve said crisis. The bad taste in their mouth left our coterie in a rather dysfunctional state as tension rose between our cast. In any case, a year has passed, and we saw a montage of Toledo and Scarlet working closely with their respective mentors. Tonight, however, we see our young neonate once again up to no good with her classmates right before their graduation exams. We ended last session with Toledo bursting in Frankie's room as they started lighting up a small, red-tinted joint that burnt with a certain scent. And I will leave the scene to the both of you as Toledo, as mentioned, burst into the room and the joint hit the floor after Celia dropped it. You're muted.
I'm muted. After the tense showdown of stares. Y'all really gonna make me say something first, huh?
Want to join us?
Who's in here? It's Scarlet, Frankie,
Brian.
And yeah.
Frankie's a weak link. Frankie, what's going on here? Hand me that right now.
She
Do not
picks up,
lie to me, or you will not be graduating. What the hell is going on right now?
she picks up the small red joint on the ground. There's still a flicker of flame onto it, and you can still smell that cannabis distinct.
I'll stare at it, sniff it. I'll take a really long drag of it.
What? Brian
Shut
immediately
up.
has a
You're in
big
trouble.
smile on his face.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say this ain't your normal paraphernalia. Where'd you get this? Who got it? Brian, this was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brian, where did
Hey.
you get that?
Scarlet, why you gotta throw me under the bus like that?
Brian, eyes on me. Where did you get it?
Nowhere. I found it.
Oh, that's what you're sticking with? All right, I'm gonna get out my hallowed out Bible, open it up, and you'll see me start getting out some things for ritual.
Brian, just say that.
Scarlet
just
found
say
it.
What?
Scarlet found it.
I know nothing.
Well.
He got this cheeky grin on his face still.
Brian.
Miss Leanne, where did you find this?
In Chester's room.
Okay,
What's
yeah,
inside
no, we're doing it the
Toledo?
hard way. I'm gonna.
Brian, just say the truth. You're getting me in trouble.
Brian just is smiling big at
Brian,
all the group as he starts just losing it, as he starts giggling over and over. He's trying to cover up his actually he's not even trying to cover it up. He's just like he's got his arms crossed and he's just giggling in the corner. With one success, Toledo, you have no idea who's telling the truth or not.
I don't know who's lying. Everyone's laughing.
You said you took a long drag, right?
Mhm.
You're starting to feel the effects. The moment that you start, flipping through your book, you feel like time is slowing down as you turn one page to another. But it's not in full effect just yet, but it's setting in.
All right, yeah, it's what I thought. This is bloodweed. I fucking knew it. All right.
bloodweed.
Celia and Frankie are just like kind of just backing away. You see their eyes are darting left and right, perhaps trying to look for an escape.
I'm gonna go to the door.
Uh-huh.
I'll slam the door shut.
Father Toledo, please. We don't want a sermon. We were just trying to relax.
Oh, no, this ain't gonna be a
we're trying to
sermon.
study.
You wanna mess around with blood? I'm gonna show you what blood can really
Did
do.
it? What's a bloodweed anyway?
Yeah, and at this point, he will.
No. Is this how you punish your students?
No, this is how I force them to tell the truth. Under a little ritual I have that can tell if you're lying, and the side effect of this ritual is if you do
the blood
lie.
sorcery? Brian looks
Yeah.
over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
can
and
you teach us
all you
that?
gotta do is tell the truth, and if you don't,
Yeah,
your blood
Brian.
will boil inside your body.
Yeah, Brian.
Ain't a big deal.
Is there biting gonna be
Um,
involved?
Is what?
Is there any biting involved?
What the hell are you going on about? You asking to bite me, Brian?
I mean, if you want me to.
Toledo.
I mean,
will
I
very
prefer
quickly-
them though, and he kind of points to Celia and Scarlet.
What do you mean you prefer that? Have you bit them before?
Maybe.
Listen, I got no problem with drugs. The drugs you have are blood drugs. You don't drink other vampires' blood, and that's
do you
dangerous
mean?
enough in a drug form. But if you're doing it directly from the vein, who else here has drank from someone? Another kindred. Raise your hand right now.
Frankie and Celia. Brian,
Oh,
we heard it was a good way to get stronger.
oh, y'all just been doing this for fun then? This wasn't like a desperate, you were trying to help each other out in the middle of a frenzy or something. You're just fucking around, experimenting with drinking each other's blood. All right.
That's what we do in college.
No. Not in my college. I guess I have to kill you all. Yeah,
Whoa.
he'll pull a knife out from his from his belt.
FPT, please. We won't do it again. I swear. We won't do it again. I tell you everything.
We didn't even know. What the fuck?
You didn't know. How would you even get the idea? It's weirder if you didn't know. That you're just like, hey, want to sip on each other? Someone knew something. Whose idea was it?
It was
Who
a
started this
one-time
shit?
thing, I promise.
Whose idea was it?
In this moment, everything slows down as all 4 students start bursting out laughing. Point their fingers at one another.
Listen, this ain't funny. All right, it's a little funny. I can kind of feel it too, but it ain't that funny. You guys know what a gateway drug is, don't you? Blood
No.
is like a gateway drug. Drinking other kindred's blood will lead you to getting into all sorts of shit. I know, because I used to do it.
But was discovered in the classes ranking.
I think Miss Stewart didn't really want us to do any drugs. I mean, she didn't. She
No,
wasn't,
nobody told us about no drinking.
I don't know. We never really covered blood drugs.
Blood. First of all, you're gonna get blood bonded to each other. Second of all, that's what the Sabbat does. Stuff like that. Y'all learned about the Sabbat, right?
Yeah, we know that they're not like active anymore.
Yeah.
But apparently they're active right here in this room, aren't they?
Oh, you're calling us Sabat? We're not Sabat, Frankie says.
Aren't they the bad
Act like
guys?
Sabbat to me. Yeah, they are the bad guys.
We're
You
not
know what I
being
do? I kill the
Green
bad
Bloods
guys.
with the
Weren't we embraced by the
massive
Sabbat?
races. Yeah.
Brian says.
Actions?
That's what it was. It was bad parenting. You're embraced by the Sabbat, so of course you don't know any better.
Technically, you're
One
our
is-
parent.
What do you mean technically? I am, I guess, yes, old enough to be your parent, but don't put that on me. And yes, I am Father Professor Toledo, but that father's, it's a spiritual, it's, shut up,
FPT,
Brian.
please.
Shut your fucking mouth right now. Look, I won't tell on you, and I'll make sure everyone graduates so you're not stuck here for the rest of your life. If you tell me honestly where you got that, because the mixing of the blood with that stuff, that's some serious shit. Scarlett, you remember that place we went to? All those people in that chapel?
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's their whole thing. Is that's how they're getting their stuff out there. And don't you wonder whose blood that is, where that blood's coming from? You don't know where that's been. What if that was
Pretty
Zamichi
kinky.
blood? What if you grow a fucking arm out of your forehead tomorrow because you've been smoking Zamichi blood weed? And you're gonna come to old Toledo and expect Toledo to chop it off with his sword, aren't you? I won't. I'll let that thing grow. You'll walk across that graduation stage with an arm swinging in front of you like a fool. Scarlett, this is very serious.
It's so funny. Brian just.
I got it from a guy, alright. I got it from a guy who knows a guy.
I need his contact information. I'm gonna.
I ain't no snitch, Father Professor Toledo. No,
Yes,
no.
you are. Right now, you are.
Alright,
You're absolutely a snitch.
alright, you're right. He says. Pulls out like a little notepad. Rips out a piece of paper and he writes down a name.
What is the name? Is it anything I recognize?
Yeah, it's Chester Brown.
It's just
You could have just.
I told you I got it from Chester and you.
All right. That's fine. I'm gonna pay Chester a visit. Scarlett, are you still dating Chester?
No, we were never dating.
Oh, you're dating Chester? I mean,
That's what I heard.
last year I saw her, bring him into her room.
Nothing happened, but he made it seem like something happened.
Yeah, okay, Scarlett. Anyway,
All right.
don't do that again. Don't do drugs. I mean, you could do drugs, but don't do drugs you get from Chester. Regular drugs are fine. Regular drugs shouldn't even work on you. If you want to do drugs, find a human who's done drugs and drink their blood. Stop drinking each other's blood. Stop giggling and stop. Just stop. Everything you guys, whatever your instinct is to do, don't do it because you're all messed up. All right?
Are you gonna finish that or?
This is mine now.
What?
I'm an adult. I could do this. I've spent years draining vampires dry so I can handle a little bit of their blood.
The pity flame.
Same.
I should kill all of you right now. You're all Sabat, and you're making fun of me. That's 2 strikes. I'm gonna let it go. 'Cause I'm cool. Y'all
All
aren't.
right. He's cool.
Cool. We may need to
See you at graduation.
Before
Yeah, shit.
you leave the room, Toledo, Scarlett and whoever else is in the room, you guys notice that Celia, her back is against the wall. She's perhaps slumped over, and her eyes are completely closed, and she's shaking.
Celia, are you okay? I approach her.
Everyone back up. I'm gonna walk up to her. Knife's still out. I've seen something like this before. I'll hold her down and try to look in her eyes. Slap her face a little bit, get her. Celia, look at me.
You see that her dark hair, as you shake her dark hair kind of swings back and forth, and she begins to shake. She's a very short stature, so as you put your hand on her, it's kind of looking like it looks like you're, holding on to a child. I don't know how tall Scarlett is, but she's shorter than Scarlett. As she does this, as you put your hand there, she immediately shakes her head as she opens her eyes, and you see nothing but inky black darkness within her cornea. And we're going to pause the scene there as we bounce the camera over to the western side of Chicago. We haven't really touched on the western side that much in this chronicle, other than the fact that we went through the Crystal Chapel and it was located on the Lower West Side. But tonight, moving over to the not as run-down streets of the Upper West Side of Chicago near Garfield Park. The camera descends slowly upon a particular creepy building, so to say. It's a little run down. It's maybe 1-2 floors high. Can't really tell by the outside that it is, not maintained. The outside of it is the garden is messed up. The front yard there's all sorts of trash there, and it just seems desolate at this point. This camera moves in closer and closer past the wooden door up front. We see no one other than Fletcher Wright himself. For the audience, Fletcher, go ahead and describe what he looks like.
Fletcher's a 40-year-old looking man, starting to grey hair, big black coat, greenish shirt underneath with cargo pants and big worker boots. His jacket's covered in all these patches of all the wars he's been in, and there's dirt constantly on this jacket and on his boots as he trudges through the home. Very disheveled, not shaved. Everything's almost clean and almost right, but there's always a couple of patches of his beard or some of his hair that isn't quite right.
Right. And as you go about your home and stuff, what is he up to this evening? Does he have any plans for tonight?
It's night on the town, I think. He's getting ready, getting the money that he gives to one of his touchstones ready, making sure he's got what he needs. He has this really old, busted red car that's just all the paint started to peel off. It takes ages to start to work, and he's fixing the rifle that he always uses, taking it apart, putting it into this briefcase and making sure he has it with him at all times, and putting it in the boot of his car to go out on the town.
Okay. And as you do this, Fletcher, you notice your dog, Max, as he kind of, he wags his tail a little bit at you. He kind of, perks up as he kind of tries to mount on you as you clean up your rifle. He puts his paw up, and he's a very friendly little pup of yours. And as he does this, he kind of turns to the side as he perks one of his ears up, and he immediately runs towards the nearest window as he sniffs in the air and kind of peeks out through the rundown curtains.
What is it, Max? Go on, show me. Let's see what we got.
He uses his paw to claw at the glass pane, but eventually he leaps out of the wall itself and goes onto the front door. Now there should be a little crack that's open for him as he passes through it, and I imagine you follow. Yeah. You exit your haven, Fletcher. You are immediately greeted by a particular person, a kindred that you've come to know as your own Mola, Rosa Hernandez. She has a cigarette that's barely lit, perched in between her lips. She's got she's Latina, first of all, and she's got these muscular features. Tonight she's wearing a brown leather jacket, and she's got her hair tied back, and she just kind of looks at you with those determined eyes she usually has. She pets Max immediately as, Max kind of licks her face and whatnot. But she immediately just looks at you and she says, Mr. Wright.
Evening, Rosa. Thought Max smelt something good. He's in a good mood, it seems.
Looks like it. How are you doing these fair nights? I know you haven't shown yourself in a while.
I like my privacy. I like to stay home with Max and watch the football,
She kind of looks over your shoulder, seeing how everything is kind of run down. And she says, right. Come on, let's take a stroll. I figure Max needs a walk anyway. She kind of pats him in the head as he's very familiar with her, and so are you. So you guys just kind of, tag alongside, and you guys take a walk, and you guys work your way towards Garfield Park, past the trees, the tree line, and the bushes and stuff. And Max, kind of plays around a little bit. He runs around for a while, giving much, his freedom. And as you guys stroll through Garfield Park, she then says, ever since the others left, we don't have much representation of our clan in Chicago anymore.
No, that is true, but you're doing a bang-up job, Rosa, from what I hear.
Please. Without Tyrus and his wolf pack, this place, we don't have much pull here in the Camarilla. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being by myself out here, but times are changing.
You feel it too, huh?
There's that scent in the air. Like something big's coming.
Hard to avoid these nights.
As you stroll through the park itself, perhaps through the heavily wooded areas, you can hear if you close your eyes, you would hear the wildlife that live here, the birds subtly chirping, or the movements of the squirrels and the small rodents that, reside in this habitat. And you feel at home, Fletcher. You feel like this is the place to be, as you've been here for, over 200 years now? And it's peaceful and calming. Deep inside of you, you know that there's something else you crave. Something more than just this fake peace. Things to change very, very soon. But this thought is interrupted as Rosa says, there's a Gangrel that's soon to be graduating from the school. I don't know what allegiance she has with the Camarilla, but only her, Lester, and yourself that are, pretty much my clan now. You have to bring her in somehow. Get her away from those Venture and Toreador, where she gets played with by Annabelle.
Ah, yes, the degenerate queen herself.
Queen bitch, as she likes to call herself. Never really did like her.
No, neither did I. But it is fun to see her wind up and go chase something.
He almost threw a fit the moment she smelled the bear on me.
Ugh, of course. Well, it depends how you want to do this, Rosa, because my way is not exactly PG.
I wouldn't have come here if I was going to ask you to do this more in a wholesome manner. She should be graduating in a couple of nights here, and you have to bring her into the fold before Jackson makes her be his bodyguard or something.
All right. I've known you for a while, Rosa, and if you think this is best for them and for us, I think so too. I trust your judgment.
Besides, it's time for you to get out there anyways. I haven't seen you in Elysium recently, so...
Too many blue bloods degenerates around these nights.
We'd use you around, scare them off a little bit, rile them up. You know how it goes when they get all worked up when the Gangrel's around them.
Maybe getting a bit too comfortable then.
Make yourself some friends, Fletcher. Things happening soon, and you're gonna need a lot of allies. Good old Max here he's got your back, but he can't fend off a whole army by himself, can he?
No, but I wouldn't put that on poor old Max. He's been through enough.
As you guys walk through Garfield Park, you realize that Rosa is actually bringing you to the edge, the southern edge of Garfield Park itself. By the hill top itself, where you can see there's a bench and there's a faint light that's emanating from the lamp nearby. And from here is a perfect view where one of your touchstone resides. Just down the hill, a few blocks over, you see that little suburban-esque type of household. It's very small, and it's not in a very good neighborhood, but she survives on her own. She knows how to live, especially being a single mom herself, and she has a 9-to-5 job, but tonight is one of her days off. She looks over that direction and she says, "You gonna pay her a visit tonight, lover boy?"
I'm meant to be the tease, Rosa, not you. Yeah. What can I say?
It's good to get out every once in a while.
Yeah, it's almost coming up to rent time too, so take out some money and sort of flick it in his hands. I probably should.
She smiles at you and she says, I'll be here if you need anything. Just wanted to let you know that there's a Gangrel that's coming into the fold, and who better to ask than you to, well, persuade her into joining our own little pack here in Garfield Park.
Frankie, right?
Frankie Willow's redhead keeps a albino snake with her.
I like her already. All right.
Kind of
Consider
squirrely,
it done.
but I'm sure we can toughen her up a bit.
It is a bit dog eat dog these nights. Gotta be at the top or perish with the others.
Right. Listen, I gotta get some things going. Gotta get some things taken care of. Just to let you know, there has been some lupine activity down south.
Of course. Look, you just say the word. We left hookem, right hookem, just like we used to.
Oh, don't worry, I'm expecting a fight soon, but this rule that Jackson's implemented, I can't tell if he's involved with keeping us out of the loop, but he has some sort of agreement with them. I've only heard rumors from the Nosferatu. We'll see.
Keep me in the loop. Yeah. Anything that happens. I'm on your side, Rosa.
We'll see you, Fletcher.
Till then.
So I turn around and she immediately disappears into the woods, like she usually does. This is how Rosa operates. She doesn't like spending too much time with people, even though she has to for her quote-unquote job as a lawyer. But she leaves you to your own devices as you perhaps turn your head and you look over and see Alice Summers home.
Turn to Max. What are you
His head.
thinking?
He lets out a small whoop excitedly as he kind of hops up and down where he's currently standing.
That's what I thought. All right, come on then. Let's go.
Then you begin your descent down the hill and make your way towards Alice's home, your touchstone. We'll pause the scene there for a moment as we bounce the camera over to Scarlet and Toledo as Celia just opens her eyes completely inky black. Oh, so sorry about that. Oh, I don't know what just happened as her eyes revert back to normal quickly.
Oh, and just the moment where she opened her eyes in the black, Toledo pulled out his stake, and if she blinked back, it was probably just before he plunged it into her.
What the fuck?
Oh, Father Professor Toledo, that's. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I just.
Are you trying to kill Celia?
No, this is... Remember that house we went into? With all those people chained up in the basement?
Yeah.
This is what happened to them. They fell, they shook violently, and then they turned into those creatures.
Oh, I was not there. I didn't see, so... Okay.
That's fine. I'm okay. I'm okay, she says as she begins to stand up and leave the room itself.
I will not let her leave.
I'm not feeling too well. It must have been the...
Yeah, that's the issue. Any moment can change into something. And then I might have to do something about this permanently. This was a temporary solution. Say, holding up the stake. Frankie, go get Miss Stewart right now.
Oh. No.
Frankie just nods her head as she leaves the room.
Frankie.
And she goes and gets Miss Stewart, leaving the two of you there with Celia and Brian.
You know that we will
This is
not
what I was
be
talking
allowed
about.
to take an
Those-
exam because of this.
Scarlet,
I saw
this is beyond
something.
an exam.
I saw something. She
Did you
says.
see? Celia?
What?
It was like a fight between people. There was guns and there was gangs and there was a shootout.
Gangs isn't that Dom's?
No, they weren't biker gangs. It
Oh.
wasn't a biker gang. It was more like gangsters, and it was like in this rundown area. And I don't know if I've been there before, but it looked like the south side or
South side of
the lower
Chicago.
west side.
Might be something to investigate, Toledo.
Do you often have visions like this?
Not really.
This just start after the drugs.
He looks at you with such honest eyes in this moment, and you can tell that there's a genuine concern regarding whatever just happened, and Celia doesn't know what to do in this situation.
Am I going to have side effects like that as well?
Yeah, eventually you're gonna turn into a shadow monster and try to kill everyone around you.
What the fuck?
Literally what
Nobody
happened
told
to the-
me. Well, I didn't know it was a blood drag or whatever it is.
Now you know. That's why I need to know where it came from. Because we need to get to the source of this, or else it's just gonna keep happening.
Well, Chester
Other
is
people who don't know.
usually the source of all the drugs in school.
I can't believe you dated someone like that.
I didn't date. Apparently, having sex with someone counts as dating them.
You had sex with him?
No!
I didn't
Have
even
you
say
seen
that.
him?
Was there any biting involved?
Brian, please.
You've ruined Brian.
What did I do?
He's addicted to biting and blood now.
I mean, it's kind of kinky.
Yeah, it can be, but the drinking is the part of a problem with. All that whatever
Then
before
what-
play,
how the-
that's
how
your
that's-
business.
That's fine, Father Professor Toledo. We've done that so many times.
I don't need to know any of this. Where's Frankie?
It
Where's
is in this, yeah,
Miss
in this,
Stewart?
it is in this moment that Frankie just opens the door, and you see none other than the headmistress of the school walk in with a rather concerned look in her eyes as she nods to you, Father Professor Toledo, and just gives a judgmental look to Scarlet, Brian, and Celia. But she approaches Celia as she starts talking to her, making sure that she's all right.
She took something, and it's something that the Thin Bloods were taking, and it was. I've told you all this before, but it's that same issue. It almost happened to her. Once they're that far gone, I don't think there's anything you can do. So you need to figure out a way to stop her from fully becoming that. And her being what she is, she might be a little closer to that naturally than the others on account of her blood.
I see. Then we will call on the Tremere to figure out what's going on here. Miss Rivera, come with me, please. And she, in a hushed manner, takes out Celia and brings her somewhere else, leaving the four of you back in the room.
As she's getting ready to leave, I say, the drugs came from Chester. I'm probably gonna go fuck him up right now. Just giving you a heads up.
Of course, Father Toledo. You discipline as you wish. And she leaves along with Celia. Um, I don't think she's gonna turn into a monster.
Oh, you've seen it? You've been out in the streets hunting people who take this stuff, then turn into these creatures?
Yeah.
Does he have another one?
Yes, another one.
Brian! Give me
Yeah,
that.
try it.
Snatch that so fast. I actually no. I'm gonna straight up just boot Brian. Just
Oh.
Spartan kick him in the chest.
Oh,
Oh
he
my
takes
not-
it.
Try to hurt him anything, but just to set.
Scarlet
to knock
is
some
just
sense.
Yeah,
going to
he gets
sit
pushed
down.
up against the
This
wall,
is-
and well, yeah.
I'll snatch that. Have you heard a word I've said this whole time? This will turn you into a creature that instead of a boot, I will have to run a sword through and kill permanently.
I would have turned into a creature by now. Then
How long have you been doing this, Brian?
look, I look up to you, FPT, but listen, sometimes you're just out of the loop. You know, you're kind of old. No offense, and well, there's just some things that you don't understand. You know.
Oh, Brian, I apologize. Please do enlighten me. I had no idea I was so out of the loop.
This is just weed.
Toledo, Brian has done worse
Yeah, but
drugs before.
yeah, I mean, I'm out of the loop, but how I understood it, weed doesn't work on us, unless there's a blood component. So there's blood in that weed, right?
Then, how the
Mhm.
fuck did the other drugs work with you, Brian? You were
Oh, I
doing-
drank some people who were taking those drugs.
So you got a lot of it in your system. But you're feeling fine.
I mean, I'm feeling great. He says with a big smile.
Yeah, I bet you are, Brian. I bet you are. And I'm going to cut him and use Taste of Blood.
Okay, yeah. He just like, ouch. He doesn't even react like quickly. It's a very delayed reaction at this point as he's smoked a lot. But yeah, you'll go ahead and roll your Taste of Blood. You need to make a roll for it? I don't remember.
Yes. Doing it right now. Four successes.
With 4 successes. Okay. I believe you get to ask questions regarding or is that Truth of Blood? I don't let me double check.
That's
real
truth. Taste of Blood just gives me some general things that
quick.
I don't know if they'll necessarily apply to the drugs in the system, but it's
Right.
it's all I got. So he's gonna try just to see if it at least tastes significantly different. Like there's
You don't have
something
Auspex, do
painted
you?
in his blood. No.
Unfortunately, you don't have Auspex in this. This would have applied if you had Auspex right now. But what you taste is, well, Brian's blood, first of all, isn't as potent as yours. Second, he's young. He's, you get all the general concepts about Brian as he's 12th generation. He's, blood potency 1. He's Nosferatu, obviously. But the moment you taste his blood, it's sweet. It's light. And there is a certain feeling about it. The same feeling you get when you smoke the blood weed. But it's only just a minuscule amount. Perhaps if you drink more of his blood, you'll find out.
Anyone here know what generation Celia is? She's not thin blood, is she?
No.
So it doesn't just affect thin bloods, it can affect us too.
Should I be worried?
You're not worried already?
Yo,
You have not been paying attention.
I think you should start smoking more, Father Toledo. You gotta chill out.
I only caught like half of what you're saying because this thing is affecting me.
know what? Do what you want to do. It's fine with me. I have done what I can. I have given you my wisdom. I have told you what will happen. So now, next time I kick in this door and El Cid's in my hand and I have to lop off your head, I will be able to sleep peacefully that day, knowing I did everything I could.
Named your
Hey.
sword.
Yeah, who has a sword without a name? Any sword wielder
sword.
worth their salt has a name.
Whoa, that's so
It was
anime.
named for
That
me.
is so edgy.
No, I'm in an ancient brotherhood of literal
It's so
vampire
anime.
hunting peoples. They give us weapons and they name the weapons. It's named after you read a history book, you know who. All right.
I take it back when I said that you're out of the loop. You seem very anime. What kind of anime do you watch, Father Professor
With Van
Toledo?
Helsing. We watched it like last night. So
We have anime nights sometimes.
Brian. Okay, yes, I do watch anime, but that's not. I got that sword before anime was even invented. You understand that? This is an ancient, powerful. Okay, that's Spanish steel. I can't wait to show you El Cid up close when you fuck up, which will be any minute now. The way you're all going. All right, I've done my part. If you want to live, cut this shit out.
We gotta get some
You're gonna
studying
turn
done,
into a
though.
creature. Yeah, study.
We have graduation exams tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
Yep. And if you don't pass, Kevin Jackson will probably kill you. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. That if you don't graduate from the school, you're not fit to be a kindred in this city, so they get rid of you. So good luck, no pressure. Happy studying. Hope you take it seriously, or don't. I don't care anymore.
I think Brian. I think he broke.
I think it's the
Yeah,
drugs.
he's walking out at this point, just
Yeah.
muttering to himself angrily as he leaves. Probably steak in one hand, still the knife in the other, just walking down the hall.
All right. And we see as the door kind of shuts. The final scene for tonight for the students as Brian once again kind of empties out his pocket and pulls out another joint as he says, "You guys want to smoke some more?" Scene there. So he bounces the camera over to Fletcher Wright once again, who is now, arrived by the front steps of Alice Summers' home.
He'll look down at Max again, like checking to see what his reaction is.
Max is just, his tail is completely wagging left and right. He's got like this perk up smile on his like, what do you call it, the snout, whatever, the mouth. And he's just like, he gives you a few woofs here and there.
All right, buddy. Here we go. He'll walk up to the door and knock 3 times.
And you hear the shuffling from inside, perhaps the pitter-patter of the footsteps, perhaps Alice kind of putting on shoes or something as she's probably busy taking care of her kid. But eventually, the door kind of, you hear the unclicking of the like 3 or 4 locks as she just kind of checks first to see what it is. You see her peek out of the crack. You see her bright blue eyes, her dark hair kind of draped over to the side. And she realizes who it is as she says, "Oh, Mr. Wright," she says shyly as she opens the door up. You see her, she's wearing, a baggy outfit right now. It's almost as if she was getting ready for bed. She had like a large t-shirt and some long short shorts. And she kind of just looks at you very, very brightly.
Hey, Alice, how you doing?
She quickly tries to fix her hair up, as she did not expect you to arrive tonight. And she kind of just tries to clean up whatever is nearby. She says, "Come in."
I was just taking Max on a walk. Are you sure?
I don't have anything. I'll make you some tea. Yeah, she kind of closes the door, locks the locks once again, and you see her proceed to the kitchen. And you've been to her house before. It's not very big, but you know this place. You have been here before. It's been slightly renovated over the years, but you're very familiar with this particular plot of land. Imagine you get comfortable and
Sort of awkwardly shuffles down the hallway, sort of swinging his hands until he takes a seat at the usual spot that sort of turns towards where she makes the tea so that he can face her. Is she asleep? Should I?
yeah, I just kind of put her to bed upstairs. Claudia's, she's been, I don't know, she's been really bit lately. She hasn't been eating properly. I don't understand why, but it just must be the season or something.
Yeah, I think we can all understand that every once in a while, I think. Get a bit restless.
Yeah, you look different tonight, she says, as she kind of pours you a cup of tea, and she kind of slides it over the table. Something happened to you? It looks like you're more dressed than usual.
Was thinking about going out, but, change of plans. Max, he's sort of the owner of the house, so I do what he wants, so.
You see Max kind of just plop down on the ground, his tail's still wagging, he's got his head's perked up still, and Max is in a very, very happy mood, especially when you're here in this house. It's almost as if he is very comfortable here as well, for some reason.
See, he wants to be here, so I gotta do as the master commands.
Right, she says as she kind of pats him on the head, kind of give him some scratches here and there. She gives you like this smile, a smile you know all too familiar. It kind of tingles your heart, your undead heart a little bit, but she says, so why you just came out here just to see me? I'm sorry, I was just getting ready for bed. I'm not really, forgive me.
No, you can blame Max if you like, but this is the way he likes to go. And enough about me. How you been doing? You work going okay?
Yeah, I think everything's fine. You see that she's a little hesitant about answering the question. And there is this, she tries to avoid your eye contact when she starts thinking of, her monetary status. But she simply says, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I've been trying to find a second job recently, but I'm sure everything's fine. Everything will be fine.
I hope it's not taking too much of a toll on you. Yeah. You look pretty good, all things considered.
She blushes in this moment as she, tries to hide it. As she grabs her cup of tea and she starts drinking it nervously as she spills a little bit on her hand. And she says, "Ouch! Burnt myself." And she rushes over to the sink as she starts washing her hand with cold water, or running her hand with cold water. Listen, you kind of caught me at a bad time.
Right. Sorry. Bad Max. We can take him and I can take him and we can finish the rounds,
I'm free tomorrow, she says out loud, kind of breaking the tension.
I'll have to check my schedule and get back to you. I'm just kidding. I'm free tomorrow as well.
A genuine smile crosses her face as she just is giddy in the moment, but she's trying very hard to hide it, but you can tell. You're kindred, you know how to read people. It's been 200 years after all, but yeah, you can tell that she probably wants to hang out tomorrow, and she says, I'll be free by 7:30.
7:30. 7:30. Get you home by 10. Or whenever.
She, tucks a bit of her hair to the side as she says, okay, yeah, sure, absolutely, yeah.
All right, come on, Max. Let's not keep her from rest any longer. And he's gonna, the tea that he hasn't touched, he's gonna go to like grab it, but place the wad of notes behind it, trying to make sure so that she can't see it from this angle.
Okay.
Thanks for the tea. I'll get this guy out of here.
Right. I'll see you tomorrow, Fletcher.
7:30. See you then.
Actually, on second thought, make it 8 o'clock. I have to,
Yeah, right. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
What's up and everything. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. She says awkwardly as
he hangs for a second. Yeah, right. Come on, Max. Before he, wakes anyone. 8 o'clock.
And as Fletcher takes his leave, the door shuts, and we see just a final glimpse of Alice have this big smile on her face as she starts, drinking the rest of her tea. What would Fletcher do for the rest of the evening?
I think he wants to get a head start. He likes to be very informed. If he can get any information on this other Gangrel, he wants it as soon as possible.
Well, you would know that she is a student at the Stewart Freeman Academy on the Bronzeville area, just south of downtown, or Chinatown, rather.
He'll take Max back, get him in the car, make sure everything's locked, and then drive on out to that location.
All right, okay. We'll bounce the camera over to Toledo as Fletcher makes his way in his little red beat-up pickup. You said pickup or sedan? I don't remember if it was a sedan, but in any case, Toledo, as you exit Frankie's room, I imagine you're heading over to Chester's room. You're gonna pass it by anyway. Yeah, as you head over that direction, you can see that the lights are off from underneath. There's no bright eminence from it, but what do you do?
I'll check the door. Is it locked?
It is locked.
I'm professional now. I am a authority figure, so I will knock first.
You knock once, twice.
Chester, if you're in there, I really need to talk to you.
You wait a few moments. Silence.
I'm going to use Illuminate the Trail of Prey for Chester.
All right. You're gonna track this thin blood down? All right.
I don't get hungrier. And my ritual is a success.
Wow. With 5 successes. Yeah. You see, as you burn the satin ribbon, it dissipates into the air, but only you can see this now as the trail is created for you, and you can see that the trail does not lead here. It actually exits from here and moves out in a specific direction. Just thin, white red line that leads out into the courtyard and perhaps somewhere else from here.
Before I go into Goose Chase, because I might have the information I need in the room, and he wouldn't mind me looking around, so I'm going to kick the door in. To do just that.
Okay, yeah. Let's see that strength and brawl. Actually, yeah. Let's see that strength, just to see how much damage you do to his door. This has happened before, so yeah. With 3 successes, you just kick the door down and break the frame and the hinges.
I'm trying to do it where I kick it like right at the handle. I'm not trying to
okay.
Potence the thing off the hinges. I'm just trying to get inside. So just a kick by the handle will hopefully give it the extra oomph it needs.
What do you?
He's not angry yet.
As you open the door up, you can see that his room. You've been here before. There's all sorts of car posters on the walls. His dormitory is actually very clean, surprisingly. And he's got like all these sort of designer equipment around.
It's surprisingly clean. I'm immediately just gonna start going through his stuff, looking for first of all, a drug stash, and then any potential information on maybe where this drug stash came from. If he's written anything down, I assume it's probably in his phone, but just in case he happened to scrawl something down.
Let's see that resolve an investigation roll.
Or if he has like a laptop with a USB drive or anything like that, I'm doing all that. Investigation, you said?
Yep, resolve an investigation, please. Well, I need you to roll a wits and awareness.
I'm gonna willpower that.
Scarlet, wits and awareness. Holy crap!
4
Okay,
successes.
with 4 successes. Much like last year, when you were checking out Colin's room, you do the same thing. You go through his clothes, you go through cabinets, drawers, and whatnot. You look under his bed. You lift up his flat screen TV. You don't lift the flat screen TV. You lift up his Xbox. You can see that there's nothing here, but there's something that you do find. Just in you have a feeling that there's something hidden in his mattress. There's just you've been to prison. You know where people usually hide their stuff, and one of the easiest places to hide things is within the mattress itself. As you take out a small dagger, you slash it open, and immediately as you poke your hand in, you feel a few vials inside.
The same ones with that
Those
powdery
vials.
ash substance.
This time it's quite different. It is light red. Inside, it is liquid this time. It is not just like kerned powder or whatever it is. It looks like it came from a chemistry lab or something. With 2 successes, Scarlet, you hear just from where you're standing or where you're sitting with Frankie and Brian, wood kind of splinter and crash right just down the hallway.
I'm gonna investigate that. The fuck?
Poke your head out, you notice that the Chester's door is cracked open, and you hear a bit of rummaging going on inside.
I'm gonna go there. What the fuck? Chester's being...
Brian and Frankie follow you.
I think
all
somebody's
3
stealing.
All 3
from
kindred see Toledo just like rummaging through stuff, and it looks like he has his hands inside the mattress as he's cut it open with a dagger. And as you pull it out, Toledo, you see 3 glass vials. They all are the same color, and they all have this liquid inside.
I kind of whisper to Brian, like, you recognize that? Or
Nope. It's weird.
Do I notice the 3 of them in the doorway?
Yeah, when they start talking, you turn around and you notice that they're all just looking at you, watching you do the crime.
Mother Toledo, what are you doing?
What is this? Is this like blood PCP? You guys doing this too?
No.
No, I've never seen that before. I want to try it though. Gimme.
I will smack the shit out of you.
Brian! Kaya like pushing Brian back.
I will pop one of the vials open and sort of smell it to see if it's familiar at all, similar to these other things.
Like the white stuff.
It doesn't smell like kindred ashes, like the ones you encountered before. This time it's more chemically. Like there's hints of maybe exhaust, or maybe some
Hints of what?
exhaust, like pipe exhaust. It smells like carbon dioxide or something. There's also all sorts of chemicals there's some hints of it, and it's very different. And actually, it smells pretty terrible in comparison to the ashes you found before.
Oh, I don't know if there's actually blood in this stuff. It looks more like blood, but it sure don't smell like it. I'll recork it. This might just be straight drugs.
And ask the Remirs?
No, everyone needs to stop thinking the Tremors are just the end-all be-all of figuring shit out. Tremors are a problem. We should be figuring out what the Tremors are up to, not bringing them in everyone else's problems. You know this is probably their fault. You've seen my blood sorcery. It's pure and it's spiritual. There's the one who mix shit and do whatnot, and I don't know. If I hear Tremere again, it's been a long day.
Frankie whispers, leans in closer to Scarlet and Brian as she says, "What about their history? They're like not in good terms."
Oh, yeah. We
Manu
covered
Hakim and the
that.
Tremere.
Yeah, we covered that. Something about blood feud.
Frankie, I'm right here. You always do that thing where you lean in and cover your mouth. I could see you, Frankie.
You see the hiss, the snake around her neck kind of hiss at you in this moment as you yell at Frankie.
I hiss right back.
What the fuck?
But also, find me one clan that likes the Tremere. Because I can name a whole lot that have been directly wronged by them. Just saying. Read a book. We're going to find Chester.
But
You hear Brian giggling back in the back again.
Brian. But yeah, we haven't really talked with a lot of Tremere, so we don't know about this feud thingy and the other stuff. We only heard about it in the history.
That's gonna be my next lesson.
Okay.
I'll teach you. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go study. All of you, go on get.
Is in this moment, we pause the scene as Fletcher arrives at the Stewart Freeman Academy. My question to you is, Fletcher, do you just waltz in without any subtlety, or do you approach this in a stealthy way?
This isn't a special job, so he's gonna waltz straight on in. Just hands in pockets, just give a slight nod to anyone nearby and a big cheeky smile.
As you make your way and you park out in front of the Stewart Freeman Academy, there's a lot of parking space here, but from outside it looks like some sort of learning school. If you've seen X-Men, it looks like exactly like the Xavier Institute, just on a smaller kind of scale. On the left-hand side on the left wing, it looks like, there's offices and laboratories and whatnot. In the center is a large stretch of a building, and you can see that there is a library symbol, or name rather, on top of the white double door. On the right-hand side, it looks like it's where dormitories are. But right in the front, right where you parked, is the courtyard itself. You can see a couple students here, kind of, making small talk, chatting it up, making notes or whatever, and pretty much just having a good time. Some of them kind of look at you strange, but once they see your dog, they immediately lighten up as they try to, as Max kind of hops up and down, gives a few whoops here and there. They immediately flock in that direction and pet Max.
All right, Max, come on, that's enough. Just behind the ears, yes. All right, come on.
Yeah, you move forward, and I'm sure you know who Miss Naomi Stewart is. She is the headmistress of this school, and you know exactly where to find her. She is in the private library. As you make your way in that direction, you hear a bit of a commotion on the right-hand side by the dormitory, and you see three kindred kind of just arguing, or, they're not arguing, but rather they're bickering amongst themselves with someone inside a particular room. You notice that one of these kindred has long red hair, and you even catch the glimpse of the snake kind of hissing inside towards the direction of the room.
See that one, Max? Let's go say hi. You first. And he'll start walking quickly towards them, letting Max do his thing.
Yeah, Max knows exactly what to do. 200 years of it, of course. With this experience, he puts on his performance, his cute dog. And just out of curiosity for the audience, what type of dog, what kind of breed is Max?
Max is a bloodhound with really soggy cheeks that flap around when he's moving, but is quite slender and fit at the same time. It's like everywhere is fit except for the face.
And as we see Max kind of approach in that direction, he shifts from that excited sort of very, very quick moving dog to a more slow and he's trying to pretty much get the attention of these people as he slowly wags his tail left and right, and he kind of brushes up against the side of a tall looking individual wearing a black hoodie, and you see as the guy kind of turns his head, you can see that he has leathery features. He's got wrinkles all over his face, a few scars here and there. Easily tell that he's a Nosferatu. And the guy goes, "Oh, cute dog," and he kind of starts patting Max's head. Scarlet, you notice this as well as the dog kind of approaches and kind of tries to play along with Brian on the side. Toledo, you notice this as well. And Frankie, of course, immediately hunches down over as the snake kind of, lets out one last hiss at Toledo before she starts playing with Max and starts giving him a few scratches here and there. As you guys look in that direction, you would see a very tall, very kind of scruffy looking individual with his unkempt beard, his hair, wearing a large black jacket. You might have seen him at Elysium before, you cannot tell, but you know he's kindred, just the way he's moving.
Is he yours?
Yeah, name's Max. Say hello, Max.
Max licks the side of Frankie's and Brian's face, but lets out a small woof at Scarlet.
Good dog.
Good boy.
And you are?
Who are you?
Depends. You can call me Sergeant. I like being called Sergeant, but Fletcher will do for now.
Are you like a military guy or something?
Long time ago. Well, depends which one you're talking about. What's all this commotion about? A splintered door and a bunch of licks just standing around?
Well, Sarge, this is official school business what's happening right now. I'm a father, Professor Toledo. Not sure what you're doing here, though.
I'm here to say hello to one of the new dogs in town. Frankie, is it?
Her head perks up as she's a bit distracted from with Max, but she says, "Oh, that's me."
Pleasure to meet one of the same blood.
Oh,
Her
you're a
eyes kind
Gangrel
of lighten
too.
up.
What can I say? Me and Max are blood brothers, so to speak.
Oh, is he
What
also
you
a
want with
Gangrel?
Frankie?
Not quite.
Oh.
Just came to say hi. There's not a lot of us these days, so thought I'd introduce myself, be a bit hospitable. I see you've got a friend of your own, Frankie. What's their name?
She nods her head as the snake, the white albino water snake, kind of just makes its way, curling around her wrists and then towards her forearm, towards her fingers, as she kind of lets it. She kind of touches you, and lets the snake kind of curl up around your arm as well. It kind of makes its way towards your shoulders and your neck as it. You don't have Feral Whispers, do you? You don't have Feral Whispers.
I do not.
Okay, so you don't know what it's saying, but it immediately takes to you.
Careful, that thing's mean as hell.
His name's Ghost.
Ghost. Ghost is beautiful.
Yeah, Ghost just doesn't like you, Toledo.
It kind of doesn't like you too, Scarlet, because you.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I've seen
there
that
was
thing
that
hiss at you
moment.
more than a few times, Miss Leanne, so...
She threw him on the ground once.
You.
Yeah,
was an
this is
accident.
kind of the problem student group here that I'm trying to...
I
Hey, we're not
see.
problematic.
Problem, student. Doesn't that reflect on the teacher, which is you? Because, role model and all that.
Nope, I take no responsibility for your actions.
Hmm.
You should have seen them before I got to them. They were... yeah. But anyway, are you here to are you recruiting for the clan? I don't get what's going on here. You just showed up with your dog and just to take a look at another Gangrel? Well, here she is.
Here to make friends. That's all. Just taking my dog for a walk, so to speak. Yeah,
Is
And
Miss Stewart here?
I'm just about to go see her, but thought I'd see Frankie first, just introduce myself and let her know that we're around.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Sergeant. I don't know what you.
You can call me Fletcher.
So,
A big smile.
It's Sergeant or Fletcher?
You can call me Sergeant.
Sarge.
Sure, he'll do. Here, have Ghost back. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Takes Ghost and-
He's wearing military patches, isn't he? I recognize any of them. Can I look at them just to get an idea of who he's fought for and roughly when?
Sure. Well, that's completely up to Fletcher to decide what kind of patches those.
It's all American patches and pretty much any war that you can think of, he's been a part of.
Wow.
It's a lot of patches all over the right-hand side.
Is it hard to move with that thing? And then I'm like poking. There's a lot
Oh,
of
don't
matches.
touch his pet.
Sorry.
Scarlet, don't touch. Don't touch Mr.
Sorry.
Fletcher.
Yeah, look, but don't touch. Not really.
Looks
No.
like you've been here for a while then, though your accent places you elsewhere. You get stuck here fighting for these people. I say these people. I'm one of those people.
I know
No.
what you mean. I've been here for over 200 years now, I think. Quite a while.
200. How about you,
Yeah.
Toledo? How old are you again? Is he older than you?
First of all, I've never told you my age, and that's for a reason. Second of all, I'm about to start now.
We just assumed you're like ancient, so.
Yeah, I know. I've heard the jokes, most of them to my face.
I think Father Professor Toledo is pretty old too. I mean, he doesn't even know what, Instagram is.
Oh, yeah,
I
Twitter.
know what
and-
Instagram is. I just not good at it. Look, yes, 200's old. That means you've been around a long time. And it looks like you haven't exactly been sitting idly by playing it safe either. That's impressive.
You could say that. I've been fighting the good fight for a long time. So we could all be where we are now. So, yeah,
What's
just
your,
making friends.
What's your good fight these days? Can't help but notice that you are a proud Gangrel. And last I checked,
Yeah, it's true. But don't worry, I'm with the Cam. We, me and Rosa, we go back. I'm with her. So, there's no issues with me being here. Unless there are issues with me being here.
No, I think this
No.
is. I think he's pretty awesome. Hey, guys.
Yeah, he's awesome. Look at his patches.
Frankie says.
Yeah, right, Brian. He's awesome, right?
Oh yeah, I think he's cooler than.
He has
Father
a
Professor
puppy.
Toledo.
Gonna say,
Look
you
at the
talking about
dog.
my dog or me? Can't quite tell sometimes.
Brian, you're a drug addict, and you think a military dude's cool? Like that's not your vibe, man.
He has a dog. Anybody
Yeah,
with
you
a
see
dog.
Max?
Yeah, look at him.
Look at Max. Look at him. Look at his tail.
He's
He
so
says.
cute.
Frankie and Brian are now enamored by Max, and they're just petting Max down. And Max is simply just enjoying, reveling in this attention that he's getting. Kind of snaps at you a few times, Scarlet, but it's
Yeah, it's expected. Animals do not like me.
Good judge of character, at least.
Yeah, they tend to be, especially when you throw them across the room.
Then
We'll have a
throw him
talk.
across the room.
Well, seems like you've got a quite a interesting regiment here, Mr. Teacher. They're gonna fall in line and do some push-ups.
No, this group's a bunch of no good drug addicts, honestly.
Shame.
But yeah, if you're looking for a loyal Gangrel, this probably ain't it.
hey.
But
Well-
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think I can help with that. Like I said, I'm here to make friends, and we mutts like to stick together. Think you feel it too, Frankie, don't you?
She nods her head just quickly. Every word you say, she's just agreeing.
Too busy with Max. But that's fair enough. Look, sounds like you could do with a bit of an iron fist around here, and, well, I'm a bit more copper-fisted, I suppose. Not as hard, but look, if you need that whip cracked, I can certainly crack it, Mr. Teacher.
That's a conversation for Miss Stewart. But by all
you should go
means,
talk
if
to.
you
You should go
can-
talk to Miss Stewart. Frankie says. You should definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you could get these rascals in line, I will gladly accept the help.
More than happy to. All right, Max, say goodbye. We're gonna go see Monsieur.
Aww.
Oh,
Can't get him too loved up, or else he'll never leave. Probably shouldn't have said that.
you see Frankie just lean down and hug Max, and you can see Fletcher. You can see that she is whispering a few things to Max, as if she knows how to talk to animals. And you can see Max also have that sort of having that conversation on his side as well, like they can understand each other. And you can tell this is probably because of feral whispers. High levels of animalism lets you do this. But in any case, as Frankie and the other neonates kind of stand up and make their way back to wherever they came from, Toledo and Fletcher, you guys are left there by yourselves with an open door next to you to Chester's room.
Just sort of awkwardly lean over, hold the door closed slowly. Probably won't stick anymore since the lock's been busted. Just leave it. Room inspection. You should know about that.
All the bloody time. Yeah, broke a few doors back in the day. Not me, they were other people's doors.
So what are you really here for? Really is just to make friends with a fresh Gangrel? You guys in that bad of a position here?
I know, Camarilla and all that. It's really hard to believe that we got the best intentions and everybody's trying to play nice, but I really am just here to play nice. Just to have a chat and see how things are going. And I want to see Frankie. Like I said, there aren't much of us in these nights. We got to stick together.
What's your usual, I don't know if I've seen you around or not. I'm kind of new to the city. You've been around here for a while?
Yeah, I moved here, 200 years ago. Been fighting ever since. A lot of...
Oh, you've been in Chicago this whole time?
Yeah, used to live here way back when. My, has it changed?
You've seen some wars on both sides of the veil, so to speak. Interesting.
Yeah, I fought many different enemies. You know, War of Chicago and all that. Bloody good time. We were on the
like
right
that sort of
side
thing
too. Yeah, well, keeps the mind busy, I think.
Is that why you do it? Sort of a thing, keep the boredom away after all these years?
Sure. Let's go with that. I like that answer.
Interesting. I could appreciate a good fight, but I like to know why people fight, if that makes sense.
I see you were more the general, the commander, the one who points the way. I was the one who ran in the trenches, wherever I was pointed.
You know, I like to think of myself as the general type. I'm sort of trying to transition to that, but no, I have not been left in charge of anything. I'm right there in the trenches too.
Got some mud to climb through, I think. But like I said, here to make friends if you need someone to hoist you up out of it or put that ladder in the mud out of this trench. General?
Sarge. What do you know about things going on in the city? I was halfway mentioned the drug thing earlier, but that actually is a recent problem I've stumbled upon. You've been here a while, so you might have a little more insight on the situation. You know anything about thin bloods cooking up concoctions?
I don't really talk to them. They don't really talk to me. I've been on my own for a while, so a bit disconnected from the things. Maybe the youth of today I thought could catch me up to speed. I don't know what this Instagram is, so I can't really help you there.
You know what? I kind of thought the same thing. get in touch with the youth, help these. I mean, these kids, they don't know their sire. They've had a rough start to this life, so I thought I could come in and give them purpose, and maybe that would be my purpose. But I hate most of them. I truly do. I've been alive a long time as well, and I've done a lot of things, and this might be my greatest test yet.
Always is with the regiment. Slowly but surely, they eventually fall in line if you do the right things, but for everyone, the right thing is different. I understand fully, but if I can help, I will, but depends. You see, me and Frankie, we already get along as per our blood and our abilities are similar, but the others, maybe not so much. That might be more your speed. Maybe we should talk to Miss Stewart about it. See what we can cook up.
Yeah, we can use more of I'll be honest, I have good experience with your clan. Really pain in the ass when I have to kill you, but that doesn't happen that much.
Believe me, we are a pain in the ass to kill.
Yeah, you keep things interesting, but also you guys tend to handle your stuff a little more directly, not the hiring people to take care of your problems for you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we ain't no degenerate or blue blood. We get things done ourselves. We rely on ourselves. We like it that way.
We can use more people like that.
I'm glad
Alright,
you think
yeah.
so.
I think you'd be a welcome addition around here if that's your intention. Unless your intention is purely Frankie, then she needs a good role model. Honestly, out of that group, she's the good one, hands down. She could be saved. She could go places, make something of herself. The other ones, I don't know. But Frankie, if we could separate her from like Scarlet and bad influences like that, you and your clan might actually be able to really do something with her.
Well, between me and Rosa, I think she's got just the best role models around.
Storyteller, is the name Rosa familiar to me at all?
Yeah, you would have known by now. You've been here for over a year. Rosa Hernandez is the Gangrel Primogen.
Does she have a reputation or anything I would be aware of?
Now that would be a role for you. It would be intelligence and either politics or streetwise.
Oh, I could actually do that. I'm going to go with streetwise. That'd be more what I would learn.
Sure. Let's see if Toledo has heard any rumors about
5
her.
successes.
Holy crap. Yeah, with 5 successes, you probably got this information from Aisha. Rosa Hernandez she was part of the War of Chicago. Second, she didn't like the way Inyaga, the previous Primogen, handled certain situations, and as of right now, in her modern day activities, there's not much to know about her other than the fact that she is busy conducting clan Gangrel sort of motives. He has a history with lupines. You don't know the specifics of it.
Them or okay.
You don't know the specifics of it, but she doesn't like them. But you don't know what organizations, what groups, what clans, or who. In order to find out, you might have to get closer to the Gangrel. Luckily, there's one next to you, if you wanted to find out more. But as of right now, that's all that Aisha might have passed on to you.
Pause for a moment, Rosa. I have heard of is that your sire or just your Primogen?
We're good mates.
Yeah, she's the one with involved in the I don't know what Gangrel term you have for werewolves?
Yeah, the lupines. Bloody bastards.
Gentlemen,
Oh, not a fan.
you hear the words of a very stern, very, I guess, in control person behind the both of you to have this conversation. And you see Miss Naomi Stewart. She's African American. She's got like long braided dark hair, brushed aside very neatly. She's wearing what seems to be an office attire, as she kind of holds her hands together in front of her as she says, "Mr. Wright, but, you see her curiosity peak in this moment as she kind of looks between the both of you, Toledo and Fletcher. Very surprised to see you here in my academy. I didn't know that the two of you were acquaintances."
Old buds.
From the war.
Right. You might not want to have your conversations around the other children of this building. And you kind of look over to the courtyard and you see a courtyard full of kind. You guys have been talking about all these terms and stuff, but she says, if you're here, Mr. Wright, it must be on very serious terms. Please step this way, she says as she brings the both of you in to the private library. As you walk in, Fletcher, you would notice that
Pocketed the vials by now, and yeah, I'll follow.
Oh, okay, all right. It might have been a good idea to just, to hide them. But as you walk in, Fletcher, you would notice that this is a very large library. All four corners of the wall are pretty much covered in shelves of books and accoutrements and such. But in the center, there is a large whiteboard where she probably conducts her lessons. In the center, there are a few tables with seats where you can all pretty much just sit and take notes if you were students. But yeah, she brings you in here. Toledo, you've been here very many times. I imagine the two of you get comfortable as Miss Stewart says, "What brings you here, Mr. Wright?"
Miss Stewart, just the usual. Out on a nice walk during these nights and happened to find myself in the neighborhood. You know how it is.
A veteran such as yourself taking a walk all the way out here.
I like long walks. I'm here to talk to Frankie.
It immediately clicks in her mind as she nods her head and she says, "I see you've heard that they will be graduating very soon."
She is quite impressive from what I hear. She seems to have a good teacher.
I do my best to teach those who were once lost in this kindred society we live in. I even brought Father Toledo here to perhaps guide them on the right path with philosophy and theology.
And he has quite the head screwed on his shoulders, might I say. Perhaps what these younger ones need these nights.
Off to the side, Toledo and Fletcher, you notice that Celia is just sitting there just by the table, and she seems to be fiddling her fingers together. She seems to be okay, but she looks a little nervous.
Yeah, probably during this whole conversation then I'm mostly going to be paying attention to her.
Okay.
Hand just sort of hovering around the stake on my side in case she starts shaking and begins to transform again.
The story continues as she says, "Well, if I imagine being someone like yourself, imagine you're Primogen advise you to come fetch our little pup here, or your little pup.
Rosa and I have had some words, and we think it's best to help Frankie on the right way. Make sure she's playing by the rules and such, and doesn't make a fool of herself or us.
Of course. The same goes for Brian. I believe that the Nosferatu are expecting him after they pass their confirmation exams, which will take place in the next few nights. Now that you're here, it's brought me a wonderful opportunity to have the both of you. She looks between you and Toledo. Perhaps chaperone. Maybe test their abilities and let them experience what it truly means to be out there in the streets without the protection of their mentor.
What did you have in mind?
Well, for you, Father Professor Toledo, because of your... Let's just say I spoke with Miss Bronwyn about your debt to her. There'll be a mission that will test the social and mental aspects of our students tomorrow evening. And you'll be there to supervise. Mr. Fletcher, Mr. Wright, you can come along as well. Yes.
I'd very much like that, to see these the future generations at work, what we're expecting out of Frankie and the others.
Yes. Or to ensure that they follow the traditions. Most importantly, the masquerade, as you're both kindred of the society, the Camarilla. You know how to uphold our rules. Should they fail to follow and abhor our regulations, I trust you know how to set them straight. But tomorrow there will be a package that needs to be picked up from a particular storage unit. The mission from Bronwyn. Both of you just need to supervise and make sure they don't fuck up too hard. And this is very strange to hear Miss Stewart say those words. You've never heard her swear before, Toledo. Which probably means this is something very serious.
We will, we won't let you down. Out of curiosity, is this sort of what happens when they graduate, though? They're released to their clan's responsibility, I guess, since their sires aren't around?
Yes. Whoever is willing to sponsor them.
Who's sponsoring her? I'll point to Celia.
You see this look on Miss Stewart's face, a more concerned and empathetic look when she moves in that direction. Unfortunately, there will be no sponsors for her unless one of the other Primogen decide to take after. Otherwise, she will remain here.
Look over
Brigade
to
of
her. Is that
Thin Bloods
what
and
you want?
Of course, I would like to release her out into Chicago and make a name for herself, as she has quite a bit of history here, but without the proper sponsorship, I believe she must remain here.
What about Scarlet? I'm assuming nobody wanted her.
On the contrary, Miss Triabel has already made arrangements for her.
That's what I was worried about.
It seems that our
Are these
little-
arrangements set in
romantic.
stone?
Well, I've made agreements with Khalid and Miss Annabelle. And apparently, Miss Rosa has already sent her word as well.
Yeah, see, Scarlet and Annabelle's hands just, it seems like a recipe for disaster.
If you'd like to take it up to her, that is up to you, Mr. Toledo.
Now that I'd like to see.
Yeah. Do the students get any say in it? Do they get the ultimate choice, or is it?
Well, it's either they get sponsored and get accepted into their rightful clan, or they're treated like the caitiff, the clanless, and pretty much the thin bloods.
So if someone else, follow me on this hypothetically here, someone else wanted to sponsor Scarlet, would it be Scarlet's choice who she went with, or is it? How's that work?
Father Toledo, you're very new to the city, so I wouldn't advise you going up against the word of a Parisian.
Yeah, but I mean, they're kids, but they're also like adults. They don't get a say in their own where they go, who adopts them, who mommy and daddy is. They just gotta first come, first serve. They're stuck with them.
They will be offered a seat in their clan, but it is more than likely that they should accept the Parisian's words rather than defy them. That they want to be, relocated.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, rip Scarlet, I guess. Okay. Sorry for Fletcher if you have to listen to all that, but I'm still working things out.
It's fine. It's fine. Seems like you and I are going to be watching over this class while they do whatever it is they do.
Yeah. Any more details on the mission, Miss Stewart? Just picking up a package, delivering it somewhere. Anything we should know?
As per Miss Bronwyn's instructions, there is a storage unit out on the lower west side of Chicago. Tomorrow, go ahead and pick it up at around 10 o'clock. Exactly 10 o'clock. There will be a ghoul, retainer rather, by the name of Donnie. He will have the keys to the storage facility, and it is up to our kindred to figure out how to get the package out. She gives you an address, and she gives you a few more notes. That is all. It's very, very vague. Perhaps intended that way.
And it has to be tomorrow, right?
Yes, this begins their 3-day examination.
Right.
10 o'clock sharp. Lower west side.
Understood.
All right. I will see you there. Fletcher, you have like a bike, or what's your mode of transportation here?
I drive.
What do you drive?
Don't know if you can consider it a car anymore, but it's something resembling that.
All right. Are we meeting here? Taking the students there, I guess?
Sure, I can fit. Well,
we got like a school van type thing, or we did.
You're able to use the van. that is parked out in the back.
Ah, it's a good old school trip. Brings me. Actually, no, it doesn't bring me back at all. Never done this before.
You're in for a treat.
From the kids that I've seen, I expect fireworks. It's a shame we got to put them out.
I wanted to have Mr. Mordecai and Mr. McGregor accompany you, Father Toledo, but it seems they are unavailable the next coming nights.
Yeah, understand we all got big business pulling us different directions, but of course,
Do you know what
business
happened
is right
between
here at the school.
Do you know what happened between Mr. Mordecai and Miss Leanne?
I don't. I don't know. Wait, out of game, would Scarlett have mentioned that conversation? I didn't think so. Yeah, I wasn't there. No.
It seems their relationship is quite strained. In any case,
really? Maybe she finally listened to my advice. Huh. All right.
please respect the other clans, Father Toledo. I know that the ministry has their own reputation, but I believe Mr. Mordecai has his best interest out looking out for kindred like the ones here.
Right.
Looks at you sternly, not blinking.
Oh, you weren't joking. I'm sorry. I thought that was a ministry joke. Yeah, I'm sure they're looking out for other people's interests.
Mr. Wright, once again, I thank you for your assistance and coming to see Frankie. I'm sure she likes you already.
People are a sucker for Max. I'm just here as well. Thank you for your time, Miss Stewart, and keep up the good work.
She nods her head at both of you politely as she gestures for you all to exit.
The way out. Yeah, I don't know how old school you are. You have a phone?
Yeah, at home in the wall.
Oh, man. Okay. Coordinating's gonna be interesting. Well, I guess I'll see you here. Bring the dog. I assume do you bring that thing everywhere? Is it like Frankie with the snake always on his shoulder?
Most places, but look, if there's gonna be some kind of test, I'll leave Max at a place I trust. Can't have this old boy getting in trouble.
I was gonna say we'll keep them distracted on the ride, so I don't have to listen to them talk in the van because the radio doesn't work anytime Celia's around, and it's a nightmare. But yeah, I understand not wanting to risk your dog.
Well, if I don't want to risk your mind either, General. So Max can tag along, but he stays in the van, I think.
Sounds good. I see you tomorrow, 10 sharp.
Yeah, 10 sharp tomorrow. Right. I'll catch you then.
10 sharp at the location.
Oh, that means we need to leave here, Chicago traffic, and I'll say whatever time we'd actually have to meet to leave.
Probably.
It kind of puts you at an
8.
impasse, Fletcher.
That all right with you? So military manager used to be in 15 minutes early to 15 minutes early? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, it's no trouble at all, General. I'll be here. Come on, Max.
Max just whoops again as he follows you out. And as the both of you leave the Stewart Freeman Academy library, you all would see a particular individual in the courtyard approaching this direction. Seemingly her eyes are she's a little off, as if she has a blank look on her face, like she's lost in thought. But you can see her small Asian feature, small petite figure, East Asian features. She got long dark hair off to the side. She's wearing like what seems to be a dress and a denim jacket over that. And you know her to be a premier by the name of Sun Chi. As she walks in your direction, her beady dark eyes are, just out there, but she snaps away from her thoughts as she realizes that the both of you are standing in front of her by the door. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you mind if I pass through?
What are you doing here?
Miss Stewart requested the assistance of one of the Tremere. There seems to be blood sorcery involved.
Oh, no, we actually got that covered. I'm so sorry you came all the way down here for that.
I would like to speak to Miss Stewart.
Okay, yeah, follow me. I'll escort you inside.
She gives you a polite nod, Fletcher, as Toledo opens the door and she enters. Oh, thank
As
you,
we get
Father
inside,
Toledo.
I'm going with her.
Oh no, that's Miss Stewart. As she opened the door, Miss Stewart says,
Oh, she's right there.
"Thank you, Father Toledo. I was expecting Miss Sunchi."
Do you mind if I sit in y'all's meeting? You're talking about blood sorcery, and if I remember my history correctly, I come from the clan who sort of originated blood sorcery. I'm sort of considered a master in that field, actually. Thing.
I believe it would be best for you and Mr. Wright to perhaps plan out tomorrow evening.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Have
It was a
good
pleasure
evening.
as always. Yeah.
She shuts the door, and both of you are left out there.
Fucking Tremere. Anyway, sorry. Tomorrow, probably like 8 o'clock, just to be safe by the time we get everyone rounded up and then go through the west side and all of that. Do you have any questions for me?
There are no warlocks in the kids, are there? We're not going to have any of that tomorrow.
No, we got a La Sombra, Nosferatu, a Gangrel, and a Toreador.
Sorry. I must have misheard you. You said La Sombra. You must have meant something else.
Yeah, wait. Out of the gate, I know Lucilia's La Sombra, right?
She's exhibited Oblivion powers, and
Yeah, I thought we had a whole thing with that. Yeah, the one that was sitting in the office in there. She's Yep.
They, correct me if I'm wrong, I might have been sitting at home for too long, but they don't exactly, they're not with the cam.
Neither are the Gangrel. Yet.
Well, some of us are, I suppose, but
Apparently some of them too, or at least that one.
okay. Right.
I think it might be a shovelhead situation. And somehow we got to her first before they did.
Right. And what's the name of this one?
Celia.
Celia. I might have a chat with Celia tomorrow. Just suss some things out. I'm not exactly... It's been a long time fighting against some of these, you know?
Oh, that's why I cut my teeth on it. I've never been in a a kind war before, but I have cut my teeth on plenty of Sabat. So I've spent some time with her. I've vetted her. She's, like I said, she'll be all right.
So you've been some of these Sabat wars too, huh?
Yeah. Grew up Mexican border. My first jobs were in Mexico City, so plenty of them there.
You know, General, I think I like you. I think I like you quite a bit, and I think we're going to get along just fine.
I hope so. Feelings mutual.
I've been against them for over 200 years. Front lines. It's messy, so I know how it feels.
Yeah, and luckily, seems like after all this time, we're finally winning, or just about won, really.
Let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope so. Anyway, Max is getting a little tired. I might take him home and relax for a little bit. I think the football's still going.
And when you say that, you mean football, or?
Take your pick. It's a metaphor. Don't worry about it. Just American football, that one.
Wait, football's a metaphor?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll catch you later. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
As Toledo and Fletcher make their way out of the university, we see, Scarlett return back to, she's back in her room. What has she been doing this entire time? Was she just studying along with Frankie or Brian, or was she up to no good once again?
Well, I would have tried to see if there are any letters from home.
Oh, yeah, you received only, from all this past year, you've only received one letter. It is a black letter. It has what seems to be white print on it, as well as embroidery around the letter itself. But inside, you would notice that in this letter, it's very brief. It's very vague. It is from your adoptive sire. As she simply says, everything is going to be okay. Your family's doing fine. And keep in mind our number one rule. That's all there is.
After that, I just burn it. And then I go back to studying Rampy.
You guys don't know what the exams are going to be about. However, I need you to make a roll here. Intelligence and academics. To see if you retain any information before leaving. Before tomorrow.
I'm gonna rouse the blood to surge.
You probably should. Probably should add those 2 dice.
Okay.
And you pass. Okay, perfect.
Okay, intelligence and academics.
2 successes with a combination of Frankie and Brian. You retain some of the information that they tell you. They're emphasizing on, clans and domain. They don't. It's just maybe it's because of Frankie fangirling all over Fletcher, or maybe it's because of the dog, or maybe it's because of the things that are happening. But she emphasizes a lot on clans as well as domain, respect and hospitality, things of that sort. However, the night passes. Brian once again lights up another blood joint as he kind of passes it over, and y'all partake in it. And you guys have a little bit of fun, get distracted with only those 2 successes. Yeah, you guys aren't super focused. Toledo, you return at some point to the chapel.
Yes.
Okay. And do you speak with anyone at the chapel? Sister Isidora, Minister Thomas?
Yeah, I'll just sort of, I probably typically tell Sister Isidora just a recap of everything, really. So yeah, sort of go through, I spread out some of these vials and I just sort of talk about my concern with this. I'm not sure what this new stuff is. And to see if she can't take one and figure something out. I don't know if she's away. Any contact, she can run a test or something. I think it's more chemical than blood. So I'm going to ask if she can look at one of them. And then also, I don't really know how to bring this up, Sister Isidore, but you know that I would not be where I am if it were not for the benefactors finding me and giving me another shot. Twice, actually, that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're sort of in the same thing. I found you, and I knew what you were involved with, and I gave you a shot, and here we are, really making something of ourselves and really doing the Lord's work. And I think it might be time to maybe extend that opportunity to another lost soul. And I'm thinking maybe we could get them here in the church. I don't know if there's a job they can do or something to sort of make them useful or whatnot. I don't know. How do you think that'll run with Father Thomas?
Another lost soul? Who exactly are you speaking of?
Celia. She's been a little more receptive than some of the others to my teachings, and they're getting ready to graduate,
one.
and yes, exactly. And I don't know where she would if after she graduates, she's more or less going to be just like an orphan. And I mean, you know how the Camarilla treat those who aren't if you're not a blue blood or you don't know this person or that person, it's not going to be a good life for her. And she's potentially dangerous in the wrong hands. She's gotten into some things that I don't know what they might do to her. These drugs, she needs to be off of those, and I know you can do that. And also, she's La Sombra, and I don't know. Another La Sombra let loose in the world. One thing leads to another. I don't want to have to put them down, but I think having them sort of on the right path, our path, could really do some good.
Would you like me to
But
take
I
a
don't
look
wanna
into her
bring-
history?
Actually, yes. That was Yeah. I want you to look into everything you need to look into. I wanted to make sure you're comfortable with it before we bring anyone else in. I tried with Colin, and well, we saw how that happened. I don't want that happening again. I want us to do it right, take our time, and make sure we can protect them.
I'll do my best, Father Professor Toledo, as the kids call you nowadays.
Yeah, they do. You know, what do they started calling me lately? General? I don't know. At first, I thought I don't know. I've heard it passed around the halls. At first, I thought maybe they're making fun of me, but now I don't. I think it might be real, and it kind of it feels right. I don't know. Just ruminate on it.
You can see her eye kind of roll in this moment as she doesn't know how to respond to this. But she simply says, let's go study these strange vials. But if that is what you say,
vials.
Father Professor General Toledo, that seems really long.
Well, I think General would go before Professor. I think Father's first and foremost.
Depends what's important.
You think about it,
to
it's
you.
like it's you know, we got the spiritual, and then the general,
Father
it's like
General
the military,
Professor.
and then the school. Father General Professor, FGPT. Just think about it.
That's too long of a title. Whatever. She says as she picks up one of the vials and begins to study it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go about doing my own research on the subject as well.
I need you to roll a wits and insight.
That is 1.
You don't notice anything strange at the moment. Yeah, and we'll see Toledo perhaps chit chat a bit more with Sister Isidore and perhaps Minister Thomas, whoever is upstairs. We'll bounce the camera over to Fletcher. What do you do for the rest of the evening?
Similar to Toledo, he's gonna head to his local pastor to seek some guidance in this decision.
Okay. Yeah. Finley, if I remember correctly, Father Finley. Okay, yeah. You know him. You know his church to be located on the outskirts of the Upper West Side of Chicago. It is not the brightest and the best. However, it is in a pretty good location to the point that mobsters or gang members pretty much don't fuck with it. There is, at this time of night, it's getting pretty late. It's around 3:03. There's not a lot of people here, but the church is always open to those who are in need. And if you pay a visit there, you might encounter Father Finley.
Now's as good a time as any.
As you walk into this large chapel, this Irish Catholic sort of structure, you walk in, you notice that there are a few lost souls here praying and such, but you would see that Father Finley is sitting at the very front pew. He seems to be wearing his church robe still. He's just sitting there and looking at the cross in front of him.
Evening, Father.
Sergeant, what brings you this late evening to my church?
The usual sins and bad things and all that, but tonight I need some guidance from, someone. Either that one or you.
Right. What? Come tell Father Finley. What is bothering you?
I've been by myself for a long time, Father. And just as I start to branch out a little bit, I start being pulled in 2 different directions between my own desires, my heart, and my head. And I don't know which one is the right choice right now. My feelings or my duty.
He giggles a bit in his usual way as he kind of pulls out a little flask from his pocket as he starts taking a swig off of it as he says, still as old as time, romance or the career we choose. Yes, I've been in a similar situation before, Sergeant. He gives you a big, bright smile, and you realize now why he's still here.
You old dog, I'm sure.
Yes, I contemplate that sometimes, but we're in the house of the Lord, and well, you're torn between 2 things. I suggest you follow your heart. It's always the bad decisions we think about, but it is the regret that eats away at us, our minds, eventually. So, choose between something you love and something that you, well, have to do. Being a military man yourself, I'm sure you've been several romances in your previous years.
No, actually.
Oh.
I know. Surprise.
He immediately passes you the mask clumsily. The flask, excuse me.
Take it, but won't take a swig just yet.
He's kind of woozy in the moment. He's just like swaying left and right as he says, "Ah, yes. Always follow the heart, young one. It's almost always the right decision."
Drunk man's words. Yeah.
Who
Hasn't
said
steered
I'm
me
drunk?
wrong yet.
Who said I'm drunk? He says as he
No.
squints his eyes and looks around the room.
An expression, Father, excuse me. Nothing more. But yeah, I think you're right. Hasn't turned me wrong just yet. Steered me the wrong way. All right. Thank you. And go easy on it tonight, eh? He'll
Promise that.
You old dog. He'll take a swig, but keep it in his mouth, hand it back, and stand and go to leave.
Best of luck to your romantic endeavors, Sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
He says as he kind of salutes you drunkenly, and he takes another swig of the flask before he puts it away. And do you just leave?
Go outside, spit it out onto the ground. If only. Come on, Max, let's go home.
Resolve and awareness before see if you notice something. It's pretty high difficulty, but you might be able to notice it.
One.
Only one success. You don't notice anything. Yeah, Fletcher and Max just continue on their merry way, get in his red vehicle, and go back home.
My head's elsewhere.
Yeah, pretty busy thinking about said paramour. Yeah, you turn in for the evening, and day passes as all of you fall to day slumber, and Chicago does its own thing. People go to work and all that. People go to school, have their own businesses and such, but eventually the sun sets. The night awakens you all with a rouse check. Okay. That is, Scarlet and Toledo. East claws. What hunger are the both of you at? 3 for Scarlet, 2 for Toledo. Okay, yeah, the beast kind of claws at your throat, gripping at your stomach, telling you that you need to feed soon, or well, it might take over. But luckily, Scarlet, you're only at 3 hunger, so you're still in control. You're a bit on the edge, but you all awaken somehow or another. The camera will stick with Fletcher as he has to make a very important decision, whether to, it's around 7:30 at the moment. You have a bit of time to prepare if you choose Alice over this mission.
He'll start, like, he holds his duster jacket with all the patches in one hand and like a really dorky Hawaiian dad shirt in the other. Last chance, Max. What do you think?
Max kind of, he tilts his bloodhound stature at you, and he doesn't know what you're asking at the moment, or he doesn't understand the weight of either.
Yeah, I know it's on me. Jeez. This is all I got. All right.
Whoop.
He'll
He whoops at you as he kind of perks his ears up a little bit.
put on the big Hawaiian shirt that he's had sitting there for a while. Probably hasn't been worn in forever. It's just been sitting there. Not ironed. It's all wrinkly. A pair of jeans. Work boots.
Right, and you choose to go
The
out on
heart.
this date with
Mm.
Alice. Okay. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So after getting a bit ready and, putting on the attire and cleaning yourself up, or does he shave, or he doesn't care? Fletcher doesn't care, or what?
I think he tries to trim, but he hasn't done it for so long and he doesn't understand how the thing works. So he sort of starts, but gets frustrated and just throws it in the sink and just goes as he is.
You make your way towards Alice's place. We'll pause a scene there for Fletcher as Toledo awakens for the evening, hungrier than you were the previous night. As you awaken, Toledo, you would notice Sister Isidore once again just there. She seems to be expecting you to awaken, as she has quite a bit of documents in her hands.
Sister, I appreciate your readiness, but it's creepy when I literally open my eyes and you're just like a cat watching me. What have you got for me? What have you got for me?
I went to the local laboratory and I ran some tests for the said vials, and one of these vials contains hints of certain chemicals. Not drugs. It is a mixture of melted materials such as nylon and magnets from the internet. I can't really tell, but there are hints of metal, hints of all sorts of chemicals. Like, very strange.
Drugs used to be so simple. What is the shit they got now? I swear. Kids are doing magnets?
I mean, there are traces of, I guess, ashes from cigars. I don't understand what this is, she says, but there is a bit of substance to it. I
No blood?
personally don't find any use for this. There are hints of blood here, but very, very minuscule in comparison to the other ingredients.
Either they found a way to get more of a pack with less blood, or this is some weird messed up batch. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to stomp this problem out sooner than later.
Of course. As for Miss Rivera, there's not much about her except for the fact that she disappeared after a certain event at university. It was very hard to find out the information, but there were few trails I followed. Over a year ago, there was an incident at the university. Few students had mysteriously perished.
Go on.
It just said that in one of the backlogs I read that these students were partaking in some sort of fetish, but that's pretty much about it. It was a particular dorm room that Celia lived nearby in, or inside of, or the same dormitory or apartment.
That is good to know. So she's been there a little while then. She's not as new as some of the others.
No, not the Stuart Freeman Academy. It was the University of Chicago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Interesting.
She was a journalism student.
Well, what are your thoughts? Think we should bring her in or no?
Well, the Camarilla has done its part in cleaning up and covering things the way they should be. However, we must, well, I don't know, you're the one who spent more time with her.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to let someone's past necessarily define them, especially when you're a kindred. Your past can really, really be in the past. So let's hope we can get that behind her. Whatever happened doesn't sound good.
Also, would you like me to accompany you tonight? I mean, you mentioned that there was a test happening.
There is, but I'm gonna be working with a potential new partner. So I might have it covered. And I don't know, the kids get. I mean, I think you're a treat. I think you're kind and you're wise, and they are lucky to know you. But it's an honorary group, and you're even more strict than I am, and I don't want them getting all bristly and hard to work with. And you make them nervous, make them really nervous. All these things I like about you, and that's why I keep you around. But you keep me straight. But I think we'll be all right.
Well, should get going then. Don't want to be late for your, I guess, chaperoning duties.
Right. Yeah, it's a bit beneath you too. Yeah, shit. Yeah, I gotta go. Thank you. I will take my leave.
Leave and you make your way to the Stuart Freeman Academy. Scarlet, you awaken for the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think at this point, since it's been. Never mind. Go on.
No. What's going on, Toledo? Is there something you'd like to do before going there?
No, this was a completely trivial whatever thing that I need to think about more. So never mind.
Okay. All right. Scarlet, you awaken for the evening. And with that 3 hunger, it's clawing at you, that beast within. But you are in control. A little on the edge, but yeah. As you awaken, you know that you have an exam later tonight. What is it you'd like to do beforehand?
Yes, I'm a bit nervous about this exam, so first of all, I'm going to grab like a plastic bag, probably from the trash bin, and then go straight to Brian's room, knocking on his door.
He opens up the door, notices it's you, and he says, "Oh, hey."
What is it? Trash everything.
Gosh. What?
I want you to be sober tonight.
I don't have anything on me, Scarlet.
Brian.
Scarlet?
And I'm just waiting.
He
You'll get
puts
it
his,
back later.
Clothes or
I want you to be sober tonight. So where is it?
Scarlet? I don't have anything on me.
You always have something on you.
Scarlet, we smoked it all last night.
If you say so. But if I see you do anything tonight,
Right.
I'm not gonna be biting you anytime soon. And then I walk away. Going to Celia's room.
Okay. Yeah. As Brian kind of, shuts his door very hesitantly, you walk towards Celia's room, and you'd find her along with Frankie as she opens the door. And Frankie's all with her.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Did I sit? Is Celia sitting down or?
Celia is pacing back and forth.
I sit down on Frankie's bed or Celia's bed and then just pat the space beside me. Like, Celia,
You notice that she's on her left hand is a small mirror.
come here for a second.
No, Scarlet, no.
Why? What's wrong? And what's with the mirror? You look fine. You want me to fix your hair?
She looks at the mirror once again, and she turns to you and she says, "You don't understand, Scarlet.
Help me understand.
I overheard their conversation last night with Father Professor Toledo and the hot guy.
I immediately approach Celia like, what is it?
We have a test. We have a test today, and it's gonna be crazy. And well, that's not the important part. The important part is all of you have sponsors already.
What sponsor?
You guys are all. You guys already have clans waiting for you to join them. You know what's gonna happen to me? Pass or fail?
I won't. I hug Celia and then like kind of mutter like, don't let anything happen to you. Trust me.
No, you don't understand, Scarlet. You can't just force your way through this.
Just trust.
No, Scarlet. There's politics involved, and she kind of tries to get off of your hug, or your grapple, a hug, embrace.
I
That's the
kind
word.
of like I kind of like hold both of her cheeks like that and say like,
You roll your
Trust.
resolve and composure
all right.
as you grab her by the face and look at her deeply in the eyes. As you look at her deeply in the eyes, you notice the inky black tendrils that are simply just crawling their way out from her pupils and onto her eyes. Once again, it's happening once more. The way that her eyes are being taken over by this darkness, these shadows. And you managed to keep it together with these 3 successes. You feel it inside of you too. There is like, it's almost as if it's coming from her, and these shadows are piercing through your own skin.
Trust, Celia. You'll find something for you.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, she says, as the inky darkness kind of dissipates and return back to her pupils.
Anyway, aside from that, any idea what the fuck this exam
Frankie's
is?
looking at you intently at this moment.
What is it, Frankie?
Nothing?
It's not nothing. What is it?
It's fine. Nothing, Scarlet.
Frankie, we've been friends for a year. It's since when do we keep secrets from each other?
Her eyes.
Your eyes.
Your eyes.
My eyes.
Nothing. It's fine. She says as she begins to stand up and move out of the room.
What is happening? It might be just the hunger. I need to feed. Do you have any blood bags on you or anything?
She shakes her head. We should probably go see Miss Stewart.
Yeah. Let's go.
And as you take your leave and move towards the library where you hold your lessons, Toledo eventually arrives as well. And you all reconvene at Freeman Academy Private Library. Toledo arrives a bit early. It's around approaching 9 at this point. And the test is in, well, you guys should be at the location around 10 o'clock. So you all find yourselves there along with the neonates.
Toledo will be there. Has the keys to the van already.
Yeah, Mr. Toledo, do you have food on you by any chance?
Would I have been able to have some of my blood bags with me?
Sure, absolutely. You probably have 4 blood bags with you at the moment.
Yeah, I got something to go. We can drink on the way.
And where is that? What's his name? The Sarge. Is he meeting us there?
Yeah, you should be here. Should be here any second. Yeah, go on. Get in the van. We gotta get going, though.
You find that Miss Stewart is not here at the moment. But all the neonates pile in the car. I imagine Brian's at the front. Driver's seat. He's always the one driving, as I don't think Toledo drives. And do you sit on the passenger seat or do you sit along the back?
I'll be passenger.
The other neonates, the girls, sit in the back. And you guys wait for some time.
We're gonna be late.
You notice that Mr. Wright isn't coming anytime soon.
He's like a military dude, though. They're never late.
Maybe something happened or...
Yeah, I mean, he's probably in like a fight or dead or something, I would assume.
We really need to
Shit.
go.
Oh, I guess it's just me and you kids. Yeah, no, I should still do it. Okay, yeah. It's all right. Remember, everything that happens tonight is a test, so act accordingly. I will be watching your every move, your every word, taking notes mentally, reporting back. If you want to graduate in a few days, you want this to go smoothly. Most importantly, do not embarrass me or cause more work for me. Are we understood?
Yes, sir, Father
Yes.
Professor Toledo.
Mr. General.
That's the spirit, Brian. Let's go.
As he switches on the vehicle, he forgets that Celia is here and turns on the radio, and you hear just nothing but static on the radio, and it kind of hurts your ears as he turns it down as he says, "Oh, sorry about that."
Yeah, I hold Celia's hand.
Scarlett, you're a Toreador. Why don't you sing us something on the way?
I am not the singing kind.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, she's the type to perform. I heard she did a thing with Baby Chorus.
Yeah, I do the
Wait, really?
drums. Yeah. Yeah, Damien has invited me to his studio a couple of times after that.
Oh, okay. But in all seriousness, didn't peg you as a drummer. That's actually pretty cool. Just thought you were more the, I don't know, tambourine or something. Drums respectable. So yeah, how's it go? How's it going with Damien then?
It's okay.
All right. How did Annabelle take you bringing him to the party?
Yeah, not well. She freaked out and she looked like she was about to explode or implode or whatever it is. When she saw that I brought Damien, and the other Toreadors also had a little freak out, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be your life soon. Just so you know that Annabelle plans on taking you in.
But don't I get a say on that?
You know, I thought you would. Technically, you do. But it's one of those Camarilla choices where, like, sure, choose whatever you want. But if you make the wrong choice to the wrong person, you're fucked. So, yeah, on paper, you have a choice. But I tried talking to Miss Stewart about it to get you out of it.
And we heard about the sponsors. Pretty sure, like Frankie has that weird sergeant with the Gangrel, and Brian has been talking about.
If he is still alive, then she'll probably be going with him and the Gangrel.
And
Brian will probably get a nice little corner of the sewer to hang out in.
And what about Celia?
Celia, I heard something's in the work for Celia, actually. She's going to be with a very respectable kindred in the city, is actually willing to take her under their wing if all things work out. Honestly, probably way cooler than the rest of you guys and where you're going, so good on you, Celia.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
How are you feeling, by the way? Have you had any more incidents after last night with that whole thing?
Right before you tried to stake her?
No, I'm fine.
No, I tried to stake her after in response to the thing.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. If you start feeling that way again, just let me know.
Oh, so you can stake her?
Yeah. That doesn't kill you. Staking, it's just like hitting pause. Steak is one of the nicest things I could do to you.
Well, a lot of other students are saying that it's very painful and you shouldn't.
Some kindred died from staking.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I can actually kill you from staking, but it won't be one of those stakes. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, it hurts, but no one here's been stabbed or shot or anything before.
Yeah.
Father Professor Toledo is such an anime boy.
What's anime about being shot? You think that's
He's so edgy.
I swear to God. Once I had a Gangrel rip off my arm and beat me half to death with it.
So anime.
Yeah.
No, that's what anime are you watching? I want to watch that one then. That's real life. I'm living it. You ever think anime maybe got their ideas from my life?
Animes.
I mean, you're a cowboy with a sword.
With the named sword. Don't forget, his sword has a name.
If that's a Banu Hakim, you're saying all the Banu Hakim is an anime clan?
Yes.
Well, your sire's pretty out there, you know.
Yeah.
But just because he's beautiful and runs around with a cross, fuck yeah, we're anime. God damn it. We still did it first, all right? From now on, when you see anime, you say, man, that's pretty Banu Hakim of them whenever they do something cool.
I like the Tremere.
Not the other way around.
They're pretty cool too.
Yeah, with the Tremere,
I have an instinctual like twitch as I almost just like reach out and pop him, but I keep it together.
Yeah.
What the hell? You think the Tremere are cool? That's as anime as it gets. That's full metal all the way.
Yeah, and that Portia woman, she's cool. She was.
Oh yeah, she was absolutely beautiful. Have you seen her? Oh my God.
Yes, she's very good looking. I will give her that. But I mean, that's she's Tremere. They bond each other, which is weird, or they used to. Their whole clan's fucked. They lost
we
their
bond each other.
headquarters. I'm sorry, what?
With the biting.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? You would like Tremere, because you're into that shit, aren't you, Brian? I can't wait till the Nas get their hands on you. All right,
And
Scarlet, sing as we go the rest of the way.
Right. This is happening. And you guys make your way to the Lower West Side of Chicago. A little rewind time, just a tiny bit, for Mr. Wright to pick up his said paramour.
Gonna drive up the beaten red remains of a car
Mhm.
to the home. Max is in the back, sitting in his usual spot, and we'll get out and knock on the door rather than honk or anything, just so we don't wake anyone.
The moment you reach for the door and try to knock it, you hear the door kind of unlock already, as if she's expecting you. As the door swings open, you see Alice. Her hair is very much done up. She's wearing like a summer dress with a denim jacket over it. It's a very flowery summer dress, and she's wearing what seems to be nice shoes. And you can see that there's a bit of skin showing on her legs, and she has this big bright smile on her face as she says, "Hi."
I have clearly underdressed myself. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You look, I love your aesthetic. I did not expect you to. It's fine. You look great.
Look who's talking.
She dusts your shoulders off a bit as she tries to straighten out the wrinkles, but she pays it no mind as she still has that big bright smile on her face.
Your chariot awaits.
She gives you a big smile once again. And you notice that there is a little girl, perhaps a toddler, maybe 3-4 years old. That's a child, actually. That she's holding by her side. And Claudia looks like she is wearing a jumpsuit, sort of, that the kids wear, and she has squeaky shoes on. And she has, short, dark brown hair as well. And she kind of looks at you with those crystal blue eyes as she gives you a wave.
He'll get down, kneel down. Hey, how you doing?
Max, she says. Actually, she can actually talk. Never mind. Yeah, she says, Max.
That's right. We're gonna go see Max. She coming with us?
Do you mind if we drop her off at my sister's?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't want to worry about her and be distracted. Well, we're out eating or something. Yeah, I'll just feel more comfortable if she was with my sister.
For sure. Let's go. Let's take her there.
She, kind of, unless you pick Claudia up, she will, and she should bring her into the vehicle. I'm not sure if you've gone out with her before, Fletcher.
This is the first time.
Oh, okay.
And he wouldn't touch the kid because it's not, he's not quite comfortable with that.
Okay. Yeah. And as you, the seatbelt on and such, you can see that Max is immediately on guard, defensive about her, and he's very natural about this. And as what's her name, Alice sits in the passenger seat, she has this beautiful smile on her face that she just can't seem to get rid of. The moment you start the car and you guys drive, as she gives you an address to a particular location, a clinic on the Lower West Side of Chicago. She of course tries to make small talk with you, and she says, I really didn't expect you to wear a Hawaiian shirt. Caught me off guard.
I wasn't expecting you to dress so well yourself. I feel like I've lowered the bar significantly.
And she kind of gently taps you on by the arm, letting her fingers linger there just for a few moments as you drive in that direction. The place isn't too far, but it's perhaps bordering the lower west side as well as the downtown area. But eventually you make it there. It is up to you whether you want to stick with her or not when she drops off Claudia. But she says, "Are you? It'll be kind of awkward. Well, I don't really mind if you meet my sister, but her name's Emily, and she's a doctor here."
Yeah. If that's okay with you, I'm easy either way.
Okay. Yeah. Just you know what? I'll just take Max with me. I think Emily would like to see Max. I don't want him to speak about me,
Yeah, I get you. Max is he's the more popular one. I get it.
No. It's don't mistake. Whatever she says, and she gets flustered, and she brings out Claudia and Max along, and they move into this. It's not tiny, but it's a small-sized clinic in comparison to like a hospital itself. As you sit in the parking lot, go ahead and roll your wits and awareness. Oh, resolve and awareness. Sorry, not wits.
Resolve awareness.
Keep in mind that you can rouse the blood to increase your dice pool by 2. One success.
We'll stick with the one. Just the
okay.
one. He's very frazzled.
That makes sense, yeah. With only one success, you're perhaps a bit nervous. It's a strange feeling for you, as it's been a while since you've gone on a date with a woman, and it is kind of nerve-wracking in this moment, and you're too distracted by it. But with one success, I'll give you this. You see across from the what do you call it? From the clinic itself, maybe a couple blocks down, you would notice that there is a large sort of U facility symbol or sign that glows up in the darkness. You also realize that you are nearby the location of where you should be meeting at around 10 o'clock.
Son of a bitch. Just try to sink deeper into the chair and try and make sure no passing cars can see him.
Just out of curiosity, for the audience, what are you planning to do with Alice tonight? What kind of date are you taking her on?
Considering how out of touch Fletcher is, he's probably going to take her to a pub or something. Very casual that he likes, but not quite sure. Maybe one that he's went to that's a bit fancier than he's used to, but not that fancy.
Okay. So there are a few bars that are available to you. You can go to the downtown area where you know that the Blue Velvet, the Succubus, all that club is. But there are some other clubs that are not well known that also are on the south side of Chicago. There is one on the west side of Chicago. It's a little run down. It's on the upper west side area. But it's up to you where you want to take her, unless you know some other bar.
I think he might want to impress her with Blue Velvet if he can get a booking or something. If it's too busy tonight, he will go with the Upper West option.
Okay. Absolutely. So you want to go to the Blue Velvet? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have a status in the Camarilla, so I think Bronwyn would definitely be pleased to have you in her domain.
Perfect.
As Alice returns, she gets in the passenger seat. She just has this flustered smile on her face. Max pals in the back, and she says, "Sorry that took a while. I killed my sister accidentally. Well, actually, Claudia did."
Oh, of course. You all right?
She said she'd like to meet you when you drop me off.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'm not. I mean, you know what I'm like. But quick stop off. Sure. Do you like blues music or jazz?
Jazz? Yeah. I love jazz.
I know just the place.
And you just go in that direction, downtown area where the Blue Valley is. We're not gonna go into detail too much about this, about the date and all of that, but I need you to make a few rolls for me.
Oh boy.
I need you to make a charisma and I'll take leadership, performance, persuasion, or what else is there? Obviously not animal kin, duh. Or I guess subterfuge if you're trying to do a little something.
As much as I'm hamstringing myself, I feel like he's trying to actually be charming and use leadership.
Okay.
So I'm just rolling charisma.
Keep in mind you can surge the blood.
Oh, yes. Actually, I definitely want to do well on this, so I'm definitely going to rouse the blood. Absolutely.
You also relish of life because
don't get hungrier.
Hey, yeah.
So leadership, charisma. Oh, and there we go.
I think with blood fluency, with your blood fluency, you get 3 extra dice. Would you like to willpower? You can willpower 2 dice.
Yeah. He's putting everything into this. So reroll 2 more. And they both fail again. Just 2 successes.
Okay. 2 successes. Bronwyn probably would have. Yeah, with 2 successes, we probably would have let you in, and given your status in the Camarilla, and you show her a decent time. Not too great with only 2 successes, but you show her a decent time. She enjoys the jazz music. At some point, she would have asked you to swing dance with her if you chose to do so. But if you do, I need you to go ahead and roll another rouse check to blush of life. Otherwise, she'd feel a little cold.
Yeah.
With your grasp.
Absolutely. He is going all in on this, so we're absolutely going to use blush of life. Get hungrier on that one.
He gets hungrier. Okay, yeah. But in any case, you and Alice just have a decent time. It's not bad at all, but it could have been better. Maybe you're just a little out of touch, but it's a step in the right direction, especially with now that you're following your heart as per the advice of Father Findlay. The time passes by for you, and you yourself have a good time. You enjoy her company. You enjoy the music. You have a few drinks here and there. As you have your blush of life, you might as well. And yeah, you guys have a grand old time. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Toledo, you arrive at the location as you drive past the southern side of Chicago and get into the lower west. And you notice that you guys are going into a more desolate area where there are a collection of storage units. It looks like a garage park type of deal going on here. It's one of those units where you can just pull up the metal door up, and there's grating and stuff. But you eventually get to a particular unit, C3. In this unit, because you guys arrive around 9:58, just very close to the allotted time, the designated time, and you see an individual there just standing. He looks to be around mid-50s, early 50s, something like that, and he's wearing an all-black sort of suit, and he's just standing there with a letter in his hands. As the four of you kind of pile out, what do you guys
question. Have I drank any blood?
do? Yeah, you can go ahead and slake 1 dot of hunger from the blood bags.
I'm gonna sip one as well on the way.
Yeah, you guys can slake 1 point of hunger, and that depletes all of your blood bags.
Yeah, once we pull up, all right, you guys are supposed to be taking the lead on this whole thing. So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be sitting back. I'll be watching. Obviously, I will intervene if you need me to, but I'm here to make sure you guys can handle this on your own. So pretend like I'm not even here.
Okay. I approach the gentleman in front of the storage unit, and I assume the others follow.
Once they all
the
get
only
out
player.
of the van and follow, I will obfuscate. So it really is like I'm not here.
Absolutely. I don't think any of them can see you with your obfuscate. Oh, you passed the round check. Perfect. Okay.
So yes, invisible, not making any noise.
Okay. I do need you to roll your obfuscate though. What's an oblivion of obfuscate? This will come
Toledo
into play.
hiding. Toledo hiding something from us.
That's gonna be 2 successes. All right.
I'm gonna willpower that. I don't know why I feel like this is important, but
Don't worry about it.
I've decided it is. So 5 successes.
Wow, with 5. All right, yeah. Well, this will come into play in a moment. Scarlet, as you are the Toreador of the group, say, you are the one that's going to take the lead here. Frankie, Celia, and Brian are just back up at this point. You know that this person's individual is called Donnie. He has a very, what do you call it? Non-distinguishable face. You've never seen him before, but he's just standing there expectantly.
Are you Donnie? Miss Bronwyn sent us.
He hands you a letter. The letter is just the instructions. First things first is get into C3. Second is get the wooden crate. The third is don't open the crate. And fourth step is to deliver the package to Bronwyn.
Pretty straightforward. I fold the instruction and turn to the others. Okay, we're going into the storage unit, grabbing the box and bringing it straight to Miss Bronwyn. Do not open the box.
You see Brian kind of itching a little bit behind his ears. Right, yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, open the storage.
As quickly after you get the letter, just the retainer just walks away and disappears somewhere else. Okay, yeah. As you get to the storage facility, you would notice that the keys that were given to you, no use. As you kind of put it inside the lock on the bottom, it doesn't even fit. It's too big.
Ryan, you can lock picks. You used to do this thing. Can't you pick the lock of the storage?
Yeah, sure, he says as he kind of leans over and he does his thing. It takes him a long time, Scarlet. Longer than he should. He says, "Oh, this is fucking weird. but eventually, about 10, 20, maybe 25 minutes pass before it clicks finally. He's broken a few lockpicks at this point, but he makes it. He takes it off, and as the metal door kind of opens up, you notice that there is another metal door afterwards.
Is the key fitting into this?
Nope.
Wait. Can't really just break off the lock. Why was it hard to open the first one, Brian?
I don't know. This lock's like military grade or something.
Okay, time to open it by force then.
All right. You're gonna use just your strength here. Just
Yeah, I'm not going to like bend the metal. I'm going to just bend the lock.
sure. Yeah.
So
Go
it
ahead and roll
opens.
your strength and your brawl. Julio, it's an awareness. Oh, resolve an awareness rather. Ooh, that's a messy crit for Toledo. Okay, this will come into play very, very soon. Okay, with 3 successes, Scarlet, you manage to break it open, the metal itself, and the second door comes loose, revealing one last metal door. Actually, it reveals the handle of the next door
Does
as
the
it kind of
key
slides up.
fit in that one?
Key does not fit in that one either.
So is there a lock on this or no?
It's just a handle.
Then I tried the handle.
You use your force with it.
A bit of force, yeah.
As you push it open after a few tries, it breaks off, and you hear the metal kind of crack once again. And at this point, Toledo, you hear this. Let's go on Toledo's point of view. With those 4 successes, you hear beeping, 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 and then a blaring alarm go off. As you look towards where the alarm is coming from, that sound is coming from, you see that Scarlet has broken into the actual facility itself, or the storage unit.
Yeah, does anyone else seem to have noticed it?
It's dark. It's pretty quiet out, but it's loud.
Okay,
There's,
but like
there's
the-
no one
the
around.
other-
Yeah, the other
Students
kindred,
definitely here.
but they're freaking out at the moment, as they've just caused a ruckus, and this is, from what it looks like from your point of view, it's a bunch of teenagers breaking into the facility.
Oh, reminds me of my youth. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna let them figure this out, but he is more on a swivel, making sure bystanders and whatnot are not noticing this. He's sort of protecting the rear now.
Okay, yeah. Scarlet, as you break open the lock, you go inside and you notice that there are quite a few things in here.
Is there any box in here?
There's like 6 or 7 wooden crates.
Any wooden crates with the lock?
Yeah, you have to try, and you have to probably figure out which one of these crates this lock fits into.
Alright, I turn to Brian and Celia. Like, you two figure out how to turn off this alarm so that we don't attract any attention. There's probably a manual switch here somewhere. Turn it off. Okay. Frankie, you help me figure out which crate this one fits into.
What's investigation? Depending on how you roll is how fast you can do this.
And I'm gonna rouse my... Okay.
With 2 successes, you're gonna take a long time to figure this out as you fiddle through this stuff and not avoid cracking open one of these wooden crates. Remember that there was your instruction: do not open the crate. But yeah, all these locks, it's gonna take you some time before you.
Or
figure out
we
which
can just
key.
take all of them. Alright, Frankie, grab a box, grab a crate for holding everything.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, as you just start grabbing crates left and right and transporting them to the van.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dex and athletics to see how fast you can do this, because things are about to get pretty intense.
Sorry, athletics and what?
Dexterity.
I'm gonna arouse my blood as well. Dex.
Seeing that this is the method that she has chosen, which is the longest and most obvious and reckless, it will sigh, and then he's gonna bite his tongue and get some scorpion's blood going.
Toledo, where are you in this moment? Are you in the parking lot? Are you in the car? Are you out there walking around?
Well, I would be essentially with them, but just sort of towards the back. So if they went into a room, I'd be like at the doorway of the room.
Yeah, 4 successes, right? You notice that there are a few vehicles parked nearby. Few vehicles that are rather beat up. They look to be Chevys, maybe in the 90s or 80s sort of year that they come out. And one of these vehicles turns on their headlights. As it does, you see that this is down the parking lot itself, further away, at least 100 meters away from all of you. But as the headlights kind of turn on, you notice that there are a few, few silhouettes that are standing nearby, and they seem to be talking amongst themselves. A few individuals step out of the vehicle itself, and they approach. From what you can tell, you've seen this before. You've been to prison. You know what people are gone to prison for. It looks like this is a gang and another group sort of, I guess, dealing with each other. You can't tell what they're saying because you're a little bit too far, but they seem to be conversing amongst themselves. There's not anything happening immediately in the moment except for the alarm going off. Do you tell them, the kids, or do you walk in that direction, or what do you do?
No, this is their test. I'm not gonna, if they haven't noticed them, I'm not gonna say anything, but I will walk towards them within eavesdropping distance. I want to hear what the conversation they're having is.
You walk in that direction. They seem to be exchanging heavy profanities. As you walk in that direction, you also notice that one of the storage facilities, the units are opened up. Inside are empty crates, empty boxes, pretty much it's the shelf has been cleaned out. It looks like they've pretty much taken whatever's inside and are now pretty much fighting over who gets the rights to it.
Does a conversation, do I hear what that stuff was?
No. You just know, you do hear bits and pieces, but there was 4 successes. I'll give you this. It's pretty much a confrontation between 2 gangs. You hear the title Los Hijos and the other group as the Slingers. So one group is Spanish American sort of what do you call it, nationalities or whatever, and the other is just a bunch. It's a mixture between the Chicago residents African American, white, and the sort. But they don't seem to be doing anything right now, but they're getting very aggressive with each other.
Yeah, I'll just, like I said, be able to keep an eye on that while not straying too far from where Scarlet is removing all of the boxes from their storage unit.
With those 6 successes, Scarlet, you are able to hasten your pace along with Celia and everyone else. They just follow your lead now as everyone's just carrying stuff out. Brian is pretty much has a smile on his face as he seems to be fiddling with one of the boxes or the crates inside the van at this point.
Oi. No
Don't
opening
you
the
want to
crates.
find out what's inside?
No.
It's like heavy. There's stuff in it.
Brian. Instruction.
Come on.
No opening the crates.
Well, whatever. He says as he kind of does his own thing, and you guys eventually make all of the boxes, get it all inside the van. It is at this point that all of you, including you, Toledo, you would have seen this coming first. Hear gunshots. So, my question to you is, Toledo, the kindred, the kids are now back at the van. You are just down the storage facility by the gang members. Do you run back to the vehicle or do you stick around to see what happens?
I'll slowly start heading towards the vehicle again. Actually, they're all like loaded in, ready to go. I'll just go to the vehicle. I'll let the kind affairs play out, however kind affairs play out.
Okay. You're the one walking back, and you have vision over the vehicle itself, as well as the opening of the parking lot. You notice that a few more Cadillacs roll in, headlights turned on, and some individuals peeking out with guns, and they're about to start shooting the place up. They immediately see your van, see the open up facility, and they start letting loose as they start shooting in your direction. You are not in the vehicle yet, so I need you to make a roll, dexterity and athletics. They don't see you, but you're probably going to get hit because, you're in the range of fire.
Okay, I'm going to arouse.
Scarlet, Frankie, and Brian, and Celia. Actually, Celia blanks out for a moment as she puts down one of the crates as she realizes what's about to happen, as she saw this premonition, and she pushes all of you down before the gunfire comes across, and she pretty much saves all of you from taking those hits. The van is now looking like Swiss cheese. With those 3 successes, Toledo, you are able to duck and into cover before you take any significant damage. But the drive-by happens, and they all make their way towards where the gang war is happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah. Immediately the rush, grab whatever's left with the boxes. Is there anything left?
No, I think you guys...
Okay, and then I just immediately just grab everybody and tell them to, let's go! I don't care.
The van still look operable?
As you look at it, Toledo, you would notice that two of the tires on the side where they did the drive-by are now blown out.
Probably just dropped flat when bullets started flying. Look up, count, make sure they're all still standing and kicking. Okay, we're good. Get up, dust myself off, and see the tires are blown, and still staying invisible, watching to see how Scarlet deals with this latest obstacle.
I'm just hurrying Brian to drive. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Brian gets in the vehicle, and he starts the engine, and he begins to drive out as all of you pile in. My question to you all is, where are you guys gonna go? Remember that you now have two blown out tires, and there's holes all across the van.
I tell Brian like, what time is it?
If you look at the clock, it is way past 10. It's around, you guys took you some time, but it's around 11 o'clock.
I asked the group, anybody here with sense the unseen, who can sense the unseen or whatever?
Dead silence. Well, it's not silent as there's gunshots being, heard out in the distance.
Motherfucker. We're going to... No. How far is
As
Bronwyn's place?
As Brian starts to move the vehicle, you would notice that the car immediately just kind of shuts down on its own as it careens off into the distance, and you guys don't get very far.
Is there any
We'll
nearby
pause.
car there?
We'll pause the scene here as we bounce the camera over back to Fletcher. You have just finished your date with Alice, and you guys had a good time, and you're now driving back to the Lower West Side where Emily Summers is, her sister. As you guys park, and she kind of looks at you with googly eyes in this moment as both of you are kind of just smiling at each other, and she just says, "Oh, that was really fun."
I'm sorry, such a bad dancer.
Oh no, it's fine. I thought it was pretty cute, she says under her breath, and she kind of just looks at you, just with those googly eyes as mentioned.
He So are we at the clinic or are we all the way back? Home.
You are at the clinic at the moment. You guys are just in the parking lot, and there's this awkward silence between the two of you. I guess it's the romantic tension, quote unquote, and Alice doesn't know what to do. She doesn't look like she knows what to do in this moment.
Neither does Fletcher. I think he sort of he fiddles a little bit with the gear stick with his hand, sort of like, do I do this? Do I not? I should say talk to your sister, shouldn't I?
Right.
As I said I would.
Yeah, she says, as she kind of disappointedly says, yeah, I guess we should. She slowly, very, very slowly reaches for the door handle.
He's going to get out too.
She gets out, and do you go inside the clinic or do you remain here? There's this lingering thing going on between you and Alice right now. And she doesn't look like she wants to move away from the vehicle. But she simply follows your lead. At this point... Oh.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say he'll go around the front of the car and take the opportunity to put a hand just on the top of her back and say, you really do look lovely tonight, Alice.
I had a really good time, Fletcher, she says, and she kind of just, lifts up her head a little bit as she stares at you deeply with her dark blue eyes, and it reminds you immediately your past. You know the way she looks, the way her hair, falls to the side, the way her lips move. She even has the same height.
He'll pull her slightly closer, but if she resists, he'll stop at any point. But if she goes with it, he's going in to try and kiss her.
As you have this moment with her, pulling her closer and closer to you, and she, gently places her hands against your chest. She still staring deeply into your eyes, and as you lean in closer, as she does, you hear gunshots from a distance, and you know your military instincts immediately kick in, and you kind of, instead of kissing her, you kind of just push her down along yourself, and you because you don't know where the gunshots are coming from. You might get hit by a stray bullet or something, and you kind of duck where you guys are into cover. She starts freaking out. She says, "Oh no! Did you hear those? Did you hear those gunshots?"
Yes, stay calm. Get inside. Get under cover. Make sure Claudia's okay. Make sure your sister's okay, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, Claudia. Oh, no, she says as she begins to move in that direction hurriedly. What about you, Fletcher? What do you do in this moment?
Is that in the direction of where I need to be? Motherfucker. I'm just gonna get in the car and... All right, Max. Someone's getting the bad end of this. And just take off gunning towards where he needs to be.
As you bolt in that direction using your beat up car, you careen off to the side, you turn the corner to the right, and you move in that direction so fast that you forget that there is any rules here, and you kind of you feel it in your heart that this huge cock block of a job is it's not going to end well for whoever's on the other side. As you pull up to the parking lot, you would notice that there is the black van that you could assume it's from the Stewart Freeman Academy, and just down the road, the parking lot, there is a few vehicles, just parked, and they are just having a gang war at the moment, shooting at each other, all sorts of rifles and pistols, people stabbing each other at this point. There's blood in the air, you can smell it. But yeah, what do you do, Fletcher, as you pull up to the parking lot?
I think he's gonna activate toughness, first of all, and slam the car door. Well, first of all, I'm gonna roll the rouse for that. Pass the rouse check, and he's gonna slam the door, like say, "Stay here, Max. I got this one," and start to stomp angrily towards where all these gunshots and where the van is, as fast as he can, but more like a quick pace. He's not running, but he is furious.
Toledo Scarlet, you see this red beat up car kind of careen out from nowhere, just as the car broke down, and you see Fletcher slam the brakes and step out of the vehicle, and he's just marching towards that direction with he's huffing and puffing, his eyes are flared out, and he looks like he's about to frenzy. What do you do?
Wait, is Toledo in the
Okay.
car with us?
Yes. You'd still be invisible, but in the passenger seat.
Why is there?
He would pop into existence though, and he looks out. Okay, so far, I'm loving this. Scarlet, you and me actually got a lot in common. This is a damn mess, but it's a good mess. Keep that energy up. Embrace that chaos. That, and I'll point out to where he's walking, that might be a problem I have to deal with, though, in a potential massacre. I'll be back. Figure out your next vehicle and what your next step's gonna be.
Yeah, we're gonna steal the car.
Well, there's cars for you to steal over in that direction where the gang war is happening.
No, we're gonna steal that car.
Fletcher's car? Fletcher's gonna die. Okay, yeah. So, looks like Toledo and Fletcher are about to go into combat, while Scarlet is Gonna try to steal Fletcher's car. Well, he left there's Max is inside the
Yeah,
car.
I'm
And
gonna have to
you guys
I'm gonna
immediately
have-
recognize
Yeah.
Max kind of woofing and kind of has his paws on the on the seats and stuff. He's trying to look out the window. So yeah, let's stick with Scarlet and the coterie, her classmates first. What do you do?
Frankie, can you talk to the dog? We need to get out of this place. It's not
Yeah,
safe.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm friends with
disgrace.
Max anyway.
Yeah.
She, kind of immediately gets out of the vehicle and moves in that direction. Brian and Celia follow.
Grab
Scarlet,
a box. Grab a crate. How many crates are there?
There's about 6 of them.
Yeah, grab a crate, each of you. Now.
He's gonna just transport it to that red car.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright. So yeah, it's gonna take you guys some time. And yeah, Scarlet, you notice that these crates are very heavy. Like they have some stuff in them that probably cost a lot. Can't tell. I mean, you've been to auctions before, and maybe, just maybe, there's some crazy things in here. You don't know. Can't tell unless you open them.
Instructions are clear.
Okay, so you pile all of these
Yeah.
these crates. Well, okay. All right. It's gonna take you some time, especially given the situation. Toledo
Yeah.
and Fletcher.
I'm gonna try to call out to him before he's in the midst of this. Hey, partner, what are you up to?
General, kids, how's all the tests going? Great, lovely. See you later. He's gonna keep walking straight towards the gang war.
Yeah, we're not. That doesn't involve us, and he's going. All right. Yeah, Toledo will. He'll just pull out one of the knives. He doesn't need to get the full sword out for this, and sort of follow behind to see what's about to go down and how involved he needs to be.
All right. So, moment you guys reveal yourselves, or at least draw closer in that direction, they notice you all as they say, "Hey, who the fuck are these guys?" As they kind of point their guns in your direction, and they look like they're about to shoot. So, we're going to go into combat real quick here. I'll give you guys the first move as they just finished attacking the other side.
Toledo is going to. Fletcher's a big guy, isn't he? Toledo's going to stand firmly behind Fletcher.
How many of them are there, approximately?
4 on the left, 2 on the right.
Only a small amount?
Oh, well, there's corpses on the ground now, or people. They're not corpses, yes, but corpses yet, but they're bleeding out and they got shot or stabbed, and, it's a whole mess.
Okay. Fletcher's gonna bring his arms nice and wide and say, "You picked the wrong night, fellas." Pull out his Bowie knife and walk towards the closest one. Try and stab them if he doesn't get shot on the way there.
All right, go ahead and roll your dex and melee, please. Toledo? You're just gonna watch what happens here, or do you join?
Oh, I assume they were opening fire, so I was taking cover behind him. If we get to go first,
Oh, that's critical.
yeah. So if I think I would be able to close the distance and attack before they shoot, then yes, I will definitely be doing that instead.
Absolutely. So either dex and melee, or strength and melee.
Yeah, but going in with the knives.
Holy crap! Holy crap! 5 successes on a crit and 6 success. What does this look like? You go first, Sergeant Fletcher. What does this look like, huh?
He wants to walk up to the closest one with a gun, grab them and just shove it straight into their stomach and try and wrestle the gun off of them so he can use it on the next person.
Yeah,
Just
with those
drop 'em
5
quick.
successes. That's your damage. I think that's 8 successes. Oh, holy crap! Yeah, dude, this dude is after you shove the knife, the Bowie knife, so hard into his stomach that you actually pierce through his entire body, and you have a bit of your hand inside of his stomach at this point, as he immediately just drops on the ground with a shocked expression on his face, and you grab onto the gun afterwards. After he starts dropping, Toledo, what do you with those 6 successes? You can definitely do some anime shit right now.
It's Banu Hakim shit. No, he's gonna do some anime shit. He's going to. He's gonna do some Winter Soldier shit where he does so where he's gonna do like a feint stab and then drop the knife to catch it. Like he's going in high, then drops it, and then goes up underneath the guy's chin. Once it's firmly planted there, he's gonna kind of use it like a handle and spin around using this guy as a shield for assumingly some of the gunfire that's going on. Just holding the knife underneath him and spinning, putting him between me and the nearest gunman.
Okay, yeah. One of the guys notices this immediately, turns in your direction and shoots. With only 2 successes, that hits you, Fletcher, for only 1 super. Well, 2 plus 3, that's 5. Yeah, 2 superficial damage, 3, but you have toughness.
Fortitude.
Yeah,
2.
so you only take 1, I think. Yeah, you only take 1 superficial damage.
Has to take 1 at minimum.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get hit by a small caliber, right? What do you call it? Pistol, and you shake it off like it was nothing. Next turn goes to you guys. What do you do?
Big fucking mistake, and I'm gonna shoot him back.
All right, Dex and firearms. Toledo.
Yeah, he's just gonna go on the next one. Using the shield, closing the distance, keep this guy between them, throwing him down at the last second, and going in with the knife again.
Dex and melee, or strength and melee rather. Oh, okay, yeah. True. Is that a crit? Oh my god, you guys are just killing it today. Literally killing them. With 4 successes, that guy has no defense whatsoever because he took his action. That's 2, 3, 7. God. You shoot him, and you hit him right in the chest as blood kind of splurts out of his chest, and he kind of drops to the ground immediately, screaming, kicking and screaming all the way through. Toledo, once again, what kind of anime shit do you do with this crit?
How many are left?
As one of the guys took their action to shoot Fletcher, the other guy took his action to shoot the other side. The Ihos are pretty much dead at this point, so there's only like 2 left. Fletcher just shot 1.
So this would be the last guy then?
Last dude on the other side. He's scrambling right now to the vehicle, trying to start it or just drive away.
Oh, he's doing the full run past him and slash, and then pause on the other side thing.
Anime. It's not helping your reputation.
But going for the throat slash. But yeah, that's what he's going for.
Yeah, as Toledo does this, in one fell swoop, it's almost like with those successes, man. Yeah, you could definitely do this. Yeah, in one moment, Toledo is on the other side of the gang war, and the next, he just cuts through with his sword out. I think you have El Cid out at this point, right? Or just a dagger?
No, he has one. He's sort of just a medium size, like a pretty big hunting knife. Okay. I haven't used one with the blade to get El Cid out.
Yeah, and as we as the audience see this, as the frame goes to Toledo's face immediately after he blinks once and then blinks twice, and immediately we see him in front of us, while behind him, just a few feet away, the guy drops to the ground, blood spurting out of his neck as cherry blossoms kind of fall to the side next to Toledo in this anime moment. Oh, anime. All right. And that pretty much ends combat as all of the gang members lay dead on the floor. Scarlett, you've just finished up loading all the crates into Fletcher's car, and you have an opportunity to just leave.
Yeah. You know what? I will quickly like rip off the license plate from the van, our van, and then just hop into the car and then tell who's driving, Brian, drive. Let's go. Leave.
You have a problem. You run into a problem at this point because I think Fletcher, is it a pickup truck or a sedan?
Probably a sedan.
Yeah, all four of you will not fit with the crates.
How many will fit?
Well, including Max, only 3 of you. 2, 1 passenger seat, 1 driver's seat, and perhaps 1 in the back with a tight squeeze. Unless you kick Max out of the car.
No. You guys go. Do not
Okay.
open the crate.
So who's okay? So Brian obviously is going.
Yeah,
Who's he?
Brian, no.
You have a choice
opening the
between
crate.
Frankie and Celia. Who goes?
Celia, go.
And they both follow.
Make sure. I grab her. Make sure Brian doesn't. Go straight to Miss Bronwyn.
Yeah, of course. She says, as Brian he starts the car as Fletcher left his keys in there and zoom out. Fletcher, as you turn around, perhaps a sigh of relief after, venting all of your stress, you see the red car, your car, being driven off somewhere else.
Yeah, then I
Motherfucker.
casually
Yeah, as soon as we
grab the license plates of the van.
I was gonna ask if you feel better now, but I think they just complicated your evening some more. Wait, what the Scarlett? Why aren't you with them?
There was no space. As I was like.
No.
ripping off the
You
license.
don't separate for something like this. God damn.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yeah.
We'll grab
Yeah,
another
get those
car.
plates. I'm gonna hop in one of the other cars.
Yeah, are
Doing a
you?
glance to see which is the coolest looking car, and that's the one.
No, we're not.
There's a lowrider here somewhere.
We're not.
Oh hell yes!
Yeah, you take
I'm
that.
already in.
You take that. We're going
Get
to
in.
take a nondescript car.
Hydraulics.
We don't have time.
No,
We have to catch them.
listen. You already did the Are we gonna be in trouble for your
If
Masquerade
there's 2
breaches?
stolen cars that are probably connected with gang members on the streets, we're gonna get caught. One.
Let's go.
better.
Just go.
Yeah.
Fletcher's gonna get in the passenger seat covered in blood on his Hawaiian shirt and turn to Toledo and say, "So how's your night going?"
So far, so good, actually. As I'm just like peeling out,
Oh my
and heading,
God.
trying to chase.
Who's driving?
No,
car.
I'm driving. I'm driving.
Oh no, Toledo hopped in the car.
Do you even know
So
how
he's
to
driving?
drive?
Driver.
We are not having
We're
this
gonna find
discussion
out.
right now.
Text and drive Toledo. If you want to catch up to Celia and Brian. Oh, Frankie also joins you guys as she gives. She says hi to you, Fletcher. She says, "Hey, Sergeant Fletcher." She
Get in,
seems that
Celia.
she realized it's Frankie. She realizes
get in,
that
Frankie.
she realizes that you're in a bad mood, and she just shuts up in the moment and sits next to Scarlett. With 2 successes, Toledo, you don't catch up to Brian. But you do see the red vehicle just down a few meters ahead, like a few hundred meters ahead.
Yeah,
But
we're going straight to Miss Bronwyn, so just head there. What about those bodies there? Guys killed everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just use knives, and I think I saw you shoot someone. That's it, right?
Yeah. Good old
Yeah, that's a
fashioned
gang
way.
fight.
Isn't that going to be...
A masquerade breach, guns and knives in the middle of a
No.
Yeah, I
gang
saw
fight.
somebody's...
No. No witnesses, guns and knives. Ain't nobody gonna be none the wiser. They shot each other to death, and someone got away.
And see, and that's the thing. A lot of kindred rely on their supernatural abilities. Apparently, people like me and Fletcher, we could do it the old-fashioned way if we gotta.
It's better that way.
Oh, we were just supposed to grab the crates, not kill everybody.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the test was a bunch of things, including killing some people, which pretty
Who wasn't in
disappointing.
there? It just says grab the crate, do not open the crate, bring the crate to Miss Bronwyn. That's it.
Well,
There was
looking
no
at Fletcher
killing in
and
there.
really taking notice of his shirt for the first time. Yeah, actually, what? Where were?
Yeah, and why were you
It's a weird
late?
timing. Why are you wearing that? And why did you
Oh.
show up and start killing those people?
all part of the test. I've been as a wolf watching from the distance. Yeah, okay? Part of the test.
What? So you were like a wolf in a Hawaiian shirt? Oh man, I wish I would have seen
It
that.
doesn't really work like that, I think. Don't worry about it. I've been watching. I saw what happened.
Really, and what happened?
Oh,
A lot of bad stuff.
Uh-huh.
Gunshots
Hmm.
and a gang war.
Mhm.
So thought I'd intervene a little bit
You do
because
realize that the gang war didn't even affect us at all. Like none.
Really?
Yes.
Really? So the van is nothing to do with us anymore.
Yeah, we could have just gotten another car
Uh-huh.
and not involved
So-
any killing of the kind.
Like my car, that if there's a single dent on, you're all dead. Sorry, General, but I will kill them. I'll kill them.
oh, that's your right.
Thank
Now,
you.
you see, Scarlet, what happened this evening was you were actually doing very good, and the Sarge here was sort of an added obstacle. He showed up to shake things up to see how you would adapt. You adapted pretty well. I'm impressed.
Yeah, real good job.
He was what we call the X factor, unknown variable.
Frankly, this is where you stay with.
I don't know. I like him.
Yes. How was Max?
And Fletcher, we got to get you one of these phones that you can actually carry with you so we can better coordinate things like this next time. I'm glad it all worked out, but
Yeah, we'll get you the Nokia. It's easier.
I don't know what that is. I can use
just
a
because you're old
walkie-talkie
doesn't mean
pretty
you
well.
can't keep up with the times. No, those are. We'll get you a phone. Frankie,
Okay.
you'll be able to show him how to use it, right? You'd show him how to use stuff like that, and he could teach you things.
Right. Yeah, of course. As you guys exit out of the parking lot and drive onto the road, you pass by the clinic once again, Fletcher, and you just feel that gut-wrenching moment in your heart as you realize what just you got. The moment
Kill him.
you
I'm gonna kill
yeah,
him.
you how does he feel right now?
Very close to fury frenzy, probably. Very, very close. If there's a single dent on that car, it's going to drive him over the edge.
Okay, and as we see the vehicle that they procured, the lowrider that has hydraulics bouncing up and down,
Oh.
Toledo drives and tips his cowboy hat
Uh.
and Fletcher with the Hawaiian shirt
This is
on the
not
passenger
exactly
seat.
discreet.
You guys make your way out of the Lower West Side and go to the downtown area where the Blue Velvet is, where Bronwyn has tasked you to deliver the said package. We will end the session here as we are almost at that time. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for today's session.
Why am I the only person stressing out? My
stolen
two
red car.
chaperones! My two chaperones are just kill everybody! We were doing so well.
Yeah, welcome to what's like stressing out all the time
Welcome to the
because of other
cam.
people's
I can't
actions.
believe that they're in charge of us and they wonder why we're like this.
You mess with the romance, you get killed.
And we don't know about this.
Poor Alice and Fletcher. But in any case, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope to see you guys next week as we bring in more of this story for you and we finish this time skip finally. But yeah, I am Bluey. I was your storyteller for this evening. You can find me at Crescent's VTM. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Why don't we reintroduce our cast here, starting with our brand new member, Fletcher Wright.
I'm Ethan. I'm playing Fletcher Wright, the Gangrel. You can find me at Ethan and Dragons, both on Twitter and Twitch.
I am Bully, storyteller over at Table Goth. Find us at Table Goth everywhere. Check out our YouTube, where we have some of our little campaigns in our tutorial series. We're getting ready to kick off Cults of the Blood Gods over at the Onyx Paths channel, so keep an eye out for that.
And I am Rena, playing a Scarlet Leon. Yes. The stress. Anyway, I'll be announcing a new thing. I will be playing in Monster Hearts game over at Carrion Comp soon. We'll have to announce. Yeah, aside from that, we'll probably roll back again and try to get some gaming streams back on in this channel after like a long ass hiatus. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the shenanigans with this school and them ruining my graduation.
I don't want to say ruining it. I think you're doing a pretty good job doing it yourself.
What? But yeah, I hope you guys will join us again next week for another episode, Tuesday, 7 p.m. PST as usual. Again, this has been Call of the Abyss. We'll see you guys next week. Bye!
See ya.